said, a bank isn't a place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Most people don't think about their furnace until it's not working, but we do. At Pite Service Experts, we are trained to see what others miss. Airflow restrictions, pressure imbalances, heat exchanger flaws. That's how we catch little issues before they become cold nights and costly repairs. Because keeping your home warm takes more than just a toolbox. Our certified technicians will get your system running at peak condition. Call Pite Service Experts for our special $99 precision tune-up today. Call 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
DRG Media
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Orthopedic, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Sensory Business Products, and the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency of American Family Insurance. Governor Sports is on.
Good evening, everybody. Governor Sports in the postseason is also brought to you in part by First Dakota National Bank, the May Adam Law Office of Pierre by TMA, Wagner Auto, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric by Graham Tire, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Zander Auto Parts, and Kathy Sonnenschein Properties in Pierre. We'll also hear messages throughout tonight's broadcast from the South Dakota High School Activities Association. And our coverage of Governor Sports on River 92.7 is brought to you within the broadcast by Bank West, by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, by Comtech, Rounds Financial Services, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg, Hermanson Endodontics, by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, and Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Reminder to keep up to date with the scores of tonight's game with the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Good evening, everybody. Brian Oakland welcoming you to Hollister Field, Phil Troutner Stadium in Pierre, South Dakota. It's the second season of high school football tonight. The Pierre Governors coming in with a home game. They are the 3 seed in the 8-team bracket of Class 11 AA. Tonight they'll welcome in an old friend in the T-Area Titans, who come in as the number 6 seed, a rivalry that got pretty good for a while here in recent years, but these two teams did not play this year. In fact, they have not played since 2 seasons ago, so it's a little bit of a mystery what we'll have coming up in that regard here as the Governors host the T-Area Titans. With William Wilson in studio, we've got the live video stream going as well with Brian Menning up here in the booth. Live Ticket helps us out with that. You can watch this game at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page. We're glad to have everybody joining us through that medium as well. And I'll be joined by John Calda here tonight as well, as we do usually for the home games. John Calda back at it after the Governors come in off of a win over the Douglas Patriots 49-0 last week. Just, this is Pierre Governor football. This is where it gets serious. Obviously, a trip to the Dome is on the line, but there are 2 games to be won. The first one is this one coming here against the T-Area Titans. But, with Steve Steele and the coaching staff right now, in Governor land, things just get a little more hype this time of the year, and I imagine that's what fans and coaches and players and announcers alike are all going to be feeling this evening.
Yeah, I think we pretty much set a precedence last year that your regular season record really doesn't matter when it comes in the postseason, and if you're looking at us in terms of the next 2 or 3 games, and the coaching staff, tonight's game just a little bit different for us. I would put our coaching staff up against if we lost a game to Yankton and so on in the regular season, Huron on. That's something we do really, really well, is adapt and overcome and be able to figure them out and, just find those tendencies and eventually win those games. And I tell you what, if your T coming in tonight, this might be the situation that a team like this is looking for, not having played us for the last 2 years. You already kind of said it's going to be a little bit of surprise to see what we're going to get from them tonight.
Yeah.
How are we going to adapt and how are we going to be able to, overcome what they're going to throw at us?
And that just that makes on-field and in-game adjustments all the more specific, all the more important as well. Even if you get, if T area gets off to a good start, we'll see what kind of adjustments the Governors can make.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with, again, quarterback Deal being back there. We've seen him obviously one game, and last week he got a couple looks in there. Probably not what we were, really looking for to get into the postseason, and a little more pressure when it comes to the postseason. And again, what kind of kid are we going to see out of him tonight?
Yeah, looking forward to that. All right, looking forward to everything football tonight. This is one of 4 games that will be taking place in Class 11 AA. There are quarterfinal matches going on in every class of high school football tonight, with the All-Nation semifinals also being played tomorrow. When we come up in the Bank West pregame show after an opening 3-minute timeout, we'll give you a look at all of the brackets, specifically focusing on 11 AA, of course. We've got plenty of other football going on throughout Central South Dakota, to name a few as well. Lots to talk about in the state of football coming up. To start our Bank West pregame show, that begins in 3 minutes. Of course, we've got coaches' comments, keys to success, starting lineups, and more. Part of your Bank West pregame show as we welcome you to our coverage of Pierre Governor postseason football. Your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
There when you need them the most. Bank West insurance agents Sam Kenneke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio, Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. Welcome to our Bank West pregame show. I'm Brian Oakland. It's time for playoff football. Governors hosting the T-Area Titans, and the broadcast of this playoff game is being authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. For all of those on the road coming to the game or going to other games or whatever the reason you're on the road, remember the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team. They remind us all to slow the drive, arrive alive. You've got someplace to be. And buckle up every trip, every time, too. State of football, let's start there. In the state of Class 11 AA has 8 teams left. Aberdeen Central with a 2-7 record. Mitchell and Douglas are the 3 on the outside looking in. So here's how things shape up. After an upset loss when Huron went to Brookings last week, it was Huron, who'd been at number 1 in the power rankings most of the season, falling back to number 2. Yankton gets the nod as the number 1 overall team, and they'll host the number 8 seed Spearfish, who lost to Sturgis last week and fell all the way to number 8. Spearfish went from 4 to 8 in the span of a couple of weeks, such is life with the parity of Class 11 AA. The 4-5, which would be matched up with that side of the bracket, along with Yankton and Spearfish, it is Sturgis, who moves up to number 4. They host the Watertown Arrows tonight. The 2 seed is the Huron Tigers as they play host to Brookings. They'll play each other for the second week in a row. Last week was in Brookings. Tonight will be at Tiger Stadium in Huron. And this is the 3-6 game of the Pierre Governors hosting the T-Area Titans. So the semifinals are next Friday. Winner of this game will take on the winner of the Huron and Brookings game next Friday. Of course, if Huron wins that game, it would be in Huron regardless of who wins this game. Of course, if T-Area pulls an upset here in Pierre tonight and Brookings should happen to win, actually if Brookings defeats Huron, then the winner of this game will host Brookings next week regardless of who wins this game here tonight. So that's how Class 11 AA is shaping up. The quarterfinals in the other classes in 11 AAA, Brandon Valley number 1 hosts Sioux Falls Roosevelt. O'Gorman hosting Harrisburg in a 4-5 matchup. Sioux Falls Lincoln is the 2 seed hosting Rapid City Central, and Sioux Falls Jefferson will play Sioux Falls Washington in the 3-6 game at Howard Wood tonight in Sioux Falls. 11A getting started. Sioux Falls Christian is the top seed hosting Rapid City Christian in the quarters for the second year in a row. Madison and West Central battle for the second year in a row on this particular night, but tonight it's in Madison rather than in Hartford. Of course, West Central coached by former Pierre Governor assistant coach Matt Thorson. Del Rapids hosts Millbank tonight in a 2-7 game, and defending champion Lennox is the 3 seed. They host Tri-Valley. Down in 11B, the number 1 seed is Elk Point Jefferson hosting Sioux Valley tonight. They actually, I take that back. I was thinking they played last year too, but I'll just move on. How's that sound? Duel against Wagner in Clear Lake tonight. Mount Vernon Plankinton takes on the 11 seed St. Thomas More. Actually, St. Thomas More is the 3. They host Mount Vernon Plankinton, and winner is they're the 11 seed. They go to Clark Willow Lake. There's your 3 against 11 battle in 11B. I should have put the seedings on these games, obviously. Number 1 seed in 9AA is Freeman Marion Freeman Academy, unbeaten, and they host Kimball White Lake tonight. Hill City takes on Hamlin this evening. Elkton Lake Benton, hosting Hanson, and Parkston takes on John Calda's Bonham Cavaliers in Parkston tonight. In Class 9A, unbeaten is Wall. They host Castlewood, and there's a matchup that seems to get played every year. They did play each other in the quarterfinals last year also. Wall won that one. Wall is the odds-on favorite to go all the way in 9A, but the Phillips Scotties are in there too. They host the Ipswich Tigers in a game that you can hear on 94.5 KPLO FM tonight. Also in 9A, it's Warner, the 2 seed hosting Howard, and Alcester Hudson plays host to Platte Geddes tonight. Number 1 in 9B is St. Mary's out of Del Rapids. They host Corsica Stickney tonight. We've got the 5-4 game at Sully Buttes, the 5 seed returning champion at number 4 Faulkton area. That's on KMLO tonight. And of course, Sully Buttes won the state championship over Faulkton. So a state title rematch here in the quarterfinals tonight on KMLO and DRGnews.com. Avon is the 2 seed. They'll host Sioux Falls Lutheran in their first postseason trip as a high school football team. And Harriet Selby area who got a shutout of Canastota last week, is all the way down to Coleman Egan tonight in a matchup that is on Star 99 and drgnews.com of DRG Media Group tonight. So there's your full roster of games this evening in the state of football. We've got things to talk about with the head coaches. We're going to get to them. Let's take a 3-minute break, and we're back with Steve Steele, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Keys to success begin when we come back with more Pierre Governor postseason football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40. Or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
I was working in the lab late one night.
All right, it's postseason time. It's time for Keys to Success with the head coach, Steve Steele, talking about the first-round quarterfinal matchup with the T-Area Titans, kind of a familiar opponent in history, but you haven't seen this team, Coach, in a couple of years. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's wrap up the regular season with that win over Douglas, and just an opportunity to get some people involved and to make plays. And I think all in all, in a 49-0 victory, especially with the shutout on defense, you get exactly what you wanted, what you needed out of that last game.
Yep, you said it. We got what we needed. We got guys out that needed to be out. We kept everybody healthy. We rested some guys, and then we got to see some guys that hadn't been in there a whole bunch go in and see what they could do.
Good to see what the future holds too, because even the kids that came in and had a chance to contribute, your JV program is very strong right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids down that are in the pipeline that are really coming along, and it's fun to see see them get that opportunity to go and showcase it, with a bigger crowd.
So these kids have grown up in seeing the success that's been the Pierre Governors. Now they get kind of a firsthand look at it. Now they'll get an even closer look as you get into the postseason, as long as things go well. But these T area Titans, they're on a 3-game skid where you're on a 3-game run, and what do you see out of the Titans so far?
Yeah, I mean they're still a big athletic team. They've got a lot of athletes on the field, and you get to the postseason and none of that matters. It's a clean slate for everybody. So I mean it all comes down to one game. The whole rest of it doesn't matter. They've got really good defensively. They're very aggressive. They like to really stop the run. They'll play aggressive in coverage. Offensively they're still the same T area Titans from before. They like to run the football. They'll have, that flex bone look. They'll have an I formation look. They'll do some option. They'll do some counter stuff. They've had a little bit more gun, I think, this year than they have in the past. But it's still T.
But they are the average scores of their games are not real high. So I imagine they're very comfortable in a low scoring game. So you kind of want to get that offense going, get that score run up on a good start, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. Their defense is strong, and they can run the ball. They haven't put up a ton of points the last few weeks. I know they've been banged up too. We'll see who's all able to play. But at the same point, they're comfortable playing that lower scoring game. If we can turn this into a shootout, that would be something they're probably not as comfortable with.
Last time we played them was it was that cold and wind and rainy game. But before that, when you're playing T area in championship games, they kind of jumped up and really got you with some big plays. And you had mentioned it, but the big play capability has to be a concern too.
Yeah, it is. And I think I've suppressed the last meeting from T with the weather. I think that's an important piece. The way that they run on offense, if you miss one thing, it can go for a touchdown. So that's always the biggest challenge defensively, is to make sure you're tackling who you need to tackle, your eyes are where they need to be, and then that you're executing. It's a very big discipline game for our defense.
And especially in the fact that you're not really sure what you're going to get from their quarterback position because, as you say, they've been banged up, and that's kind of the number one area where they have been banged up.
Yeah, losing 15 for them, their fullback's a big loss. He's a really big, strong kid. I think they lost him about the midway point of the season. But they're a little bit of a quarterback merry-go-round. Their starter, number 8's a really good athlete, just a sophomore, but he can throw the ball well too. One a little bit more of a run guy, can really command that option game well. So they bring together some different strengths and different weaknesses, and we've got to be ready for either one.
And now, for your team, as you kind of get everybody who's available back in the mix, it's just a matter of full steam ahead with Jaron Deal at the quarterback position, and just again continuing to get the offense going as well as we've seen it here in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think our guys, the chemistry's coming together pretty well. Jaron's done a great job just really learning everything he can learn. We've made some adjustments to cater, more to his skill set. So I feel very comfortable with everything we've got everyone we've got playing, and it should be a lot of fun to watch.
And as he starts to throw the ball a little bit too, as he's starting to get more of a chemistry with the guys who are already established, and the Terwilligers, the Shufflebines, but I know he's got his favorite receivers from his JV squad of buddies too.
He does, and I think a lot of that goes into he's put in a lot of work these last couple weeks, really working into this position, and obviously somewhat by necessity here. But he's really done a good job at getting that chemistry with those guys, understanding the progressions and understanding the passing game. I said he looks really good back there and comfortable right now.
All right. It's time to begin that quest to the dome again. Your keys to success here in the quarters.
Yeah, defensively, we got to win first down. If you can get them off schedule, that makes it a little bit more challenging for them. Gets them out of that methodical approach that they'd like to take. Offensively, we're going to have shots for big plays, and they got to count for points, not yards, or not just yards.
Okay. Coach, let's go get it started. Good luck.
Thanks.
Steve Steele, the Governor head coach. Keys to success with Coach's comments brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and we'll speak with Jeff Fry, the head coach of the T Area Titans, as our keys to success continue. This is Governor Postseason Football.
Did you know 16 million Americans suffer from dry eye? Hi, this is Dr. Nick Marso of Central Dakota Eye Care. Along with providing comprehensive eye exams evaluating vision and health of your eyes, we now offer IPL dry eye treatments. OptiLight IPL is a new innovative light therapy treatment for dry eye and is FDA approved. Also available at our clinic are dry eye products and supplements. Call us today, 224-6128 for more information and to schedule an appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Well, let's continue our keys to success with a visiting head coach, Scott Fry of the T-Area Titans. Coach 5-4 this year, obviously a good start, but things have kind of hit the skids a little bit. 3 in a row, lost, including 27-7 to Sioux Falls, Washington last week. But I think the one thing that must be glaring, I know you've had some injuries. Is that what's really playing into the tail end of your season as you get ready for the postseason now?
That's kind of been the biggest part the last few weeks. Yeah, I mean we were missing for a while. They were missing a couple linemen, a quarterback. One of our leaders figured out he was done for the year. So plus it was the toughest part of our schedule the last half. We knew that going in, and just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, so the guys that, everybody's got this next man up kind of philosophy, but, that's just the nature of football, especially this time of the year. But still, competing pretty well against a good AAA team in Sioux Falls, Washington. I guess with the guys that you have, they're making plays and they're competing hard at the right time of the year.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing. I mean, we've always been a team that doesn't really give up. We're always going to give our best. And if our best doesn't work out, that's what happens. I've kind of get our kids to focus on the now and not let things previous events happen and affect us. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So learning pains. I mean, we're a lot like Steve. I mean, Pierre, we're young in spots. I mean, we don't start many seniors, and I know he doesn't either. So growing and learning pains.
Yeah, it's got to be, and I look at your roster, it's not a very big roster, and then you probably take on a Washington team that's got at least twice as many kids as you. But,
yeah.
and bigger guys, too, I'm guessing. You're probably, what are you giving away, 20, 30 pounds per man?
Yeah, their lines are pretty good size. I mean, they were all probably 250 plus, a lot of them close to 300, and our heaviest was like 265, 270. So
yeah. So all right, now back to the 11 AA ranks here, but and I think over the course of the season, I have to ask if you've been in more defensive-minded games, close games, but not real high scoring. I imagine that's the kind of game you hope to have against Pierre if you can help it.
Yeah. Probably our best game of the year was Brookings. I mean, we shut them out.
Oh, sure.
I think we scored 20, but we held the ball for a half hour, and anytime we can hold the ball for a half hour and score 3 touchdowns, that's going to limit the opponent's opportunities. And we kind of talked about that going in, that we're not going to win by the 50, 60-point games where it's easy. We're going to, for lack of a term, win ugly, where we control the ball and put pressure on the team to score, and our defense is going to come through for us. So that's kind of what our game plan's been all year. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't.
And so your defense is been able to make plays. Are you pretty good plus-minus ratio on turnovers this year?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to get into that. But we've turned the ball over, but what's nice, I mean, Lartown game, for example, we turned the ball over 4 times. We gave up 5 field goals. So their defense responds well and tries to shut down the opponent's offense when we make a mistake, and we haven't really had a game this year where we played complimentary football. So
still looking.
We need to. That's one of our goals every week.
Okay, still looking for that full 3-phase type game, and challenges obviously with this Pierre team that seems to be heading in the right direction again, as they typically do.
Yep. I mean, they're a bunch of kids that, I mean, they kind of just. To be honest with you, they're. I'm not saying we're real close to each other, but our kids are the same. They play for the name on the jersey, not the name in the column, and they don't quit. They play hard. They play physical. They want to get done what they need to get done to get the W.
All right. So what are going to be the biggest keys to maybe pulling an upset on the road this Thursday night?
Well, it's like I said, we want to control the ball. I think everybody knows we like to run the ball. We try to run the ball, control time of possession, limit turnovers, and just kind of do. I mean, I don't like saying do what we do all the time, but that's what we want to do. We want to control the ball, put the ball in the end zone, limit their chances, and control their running game, and not give up big plays. So kind of the same thing. Our goal is every week.
Okay. Well, that's the recipe, Coach. Appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. And our thanks to Scott Fry for his coach's comments and keys to success. Like Coach Steele, brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Starting lineups are coming up next. Let's roll right into the starting lineups in this one, which come to you courtesy of Envirotech in Pierre. And let's meet these T-Area Titans, as their quarterback will be Mitch Grant. He is a sophomore at 185 pounds. 3 guys behind him in a loaded backfield will include Hayden Belis. He is a 210-pound junior fullback, and he'll try to lead the way for the running backs. A lot of times these guys will come from the wings. And Cade Korleski, a 180-pound junior. Carter Brown, a 195-pound senior. One guy that's missing is injured, and that is a former quarterback, and Brenner Conrad, who is a big 6'3", 230-pound senior, and they are sorely missing him this year. But the wideouts will be Griffin Wiebenga, a junior. Cade Bonenberger, a senior on the outside. The offensive line for the Titans will include Trey Krell, 270-pound junior in the middle at the center spot. Teek Lual, a sophomore at 220 at the left guard. Dawson Bunkowski is a 205-pound right guard. He's a sophomore. Kingston Nyberg, a senior on the left tackle spot, 220. And Cody Peterson, a 265-pound senior, is the right tackle on offense. For the defense, Kingston Nyberg goes both ways. He'll start on the nose, as well as Teek Lual, the defensive tackle. Defensive ends are Hayden Belis and Chase DeBoer, a big physical defensive end, senior 230-pounder. Linebackers are Leighton Moran, a senior at 170, along with Carter Brown, and a sophomore in Emmett DeGeest, who will start on defense. The defensive backfield on the corners, it's Cameron Hillstead, a sophomore, and Lucas Randall, also a sophomore. Cade Korleski is the strong safety, and Griffin Wiebenga, the free safety for the T-Area Titans. They started 5-1, but have lost their last 3 games to Watertown, Yankton, and Sioux Falls, Washington. They'll come into this one 5-4, and their head coach is Scott Fry. Let's hear from Envirotech, and we'll give you the Governor starters as they get into the postseason themselves. That's coming up next. This is Governor Football.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
The Envirotech starting lineups for the Pierre Governors, as senior quarterback Caleb Lounsbury has a wrist injury that was sustained in that Spearfish game a couple of weeks ago. Played a little bit last week, but didn't throw a pass. He had one little pitch, but that's about it. And unfortunately, the Governors have seen Caleb Lounsbury's season come to an end. He will not play at all in the postseason, so it's Jaron Deal's show to run, the sophomore 160-pound quarterback, and he'll lead the way along with the H-back, Kea Duchino, the senior 175-pounder in the backfield. We will see a lot of Porter Hunsley tonight as well, running the football, according to Coach Steve Steele. Wideouts are Carter Shufflebine, the junior, Lincoln Dilgis, the senior, with apologies to Lincoln Dilgis. He caught a touchdown pass in the win over Douglas a week ago, and I thought it was Cooper Terwilliger all along, but it was Lincoln Dilgis, the owner of a touchdown catch a week ago. Hudson Stoser will start as well. He starts in place of Caleb Lounsbury, who had moved out to the edge also with that injury. Stoser, the junior, starts tonight. Cooper Terwilliger, of course, the standout junior tight end. The line is a little more fortified as Bryson Wallman is back in the center spot, the 215-pound junior. The guards are Max Schmitz, the junior, Max Bogenhagen, the senior. Colton Cass is back to full health as a senior on the tackle spot, and Spencer Olivier, the junior 200-pounder, playing in place of the injured Tucker Ott, who is done for the year with that ankle injury suffered a couple of weeks ago. That's the offense to the Governors. On the defensive side, Devin Binger still starts in place of Lathan Rounds of the nose tackle. He's done a good job. Devin Binger, a 240-pound junior. Max Bogenhagen is one tackle. Cooper Terwilliger will start at the other defensive tackle. He will alternate plays with Maximus Schmitz for much of the evening, according to the coach. Outside linebackers are seniors Hudson Schaefer and Lincoln Schoenhardt. In the middle, it's Sam Larson, the junior, Will Eilers, the sophomore, starting, and the corners are Logan Whitty, the junior, Aiden Beam, a senior corner who's played outstanding this year, Porter Hunsley, the sophomore, strong safety, Sutton Sonnenschein with 3 interceptions in the last 2 games. He's the junior free safety for the Pierre Governors. Their head coach is Steve Steele. He's assisted by Machachok, Nye, Hagee, Spoor, Schleisner, Schleck, and Trow. Those are tonight's game, the head coaches for the Pierre Governors in our Envirotech starting lineups. The Governors come in 6-3 on the season, but in a lot of respects, 3 plays away from a perfect 9-0 season. But they do begin the postseason here, taking on the T-Area Titans. We've given you the Envirotech starting lineups. Our game officials are also another starting lineup that we'll give to you. The folks are in stripes are the law. On the field, they're brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. Coming from Rapid City tonight, our officiating crew is Randy Stanton, Lyle Talsma, Alan Schmaltz, Royce Wurtzer, and Bo Garcia, veteran officiating crew here tonight, and we thank them for doing what they do, officiating high school football. Lyle Talsma and high school sports of any kind. Lyle Talsma, Randy Stanton, Alan Schmaltz, Royce Wurtzer, Bo Garcia. Thanks, guys, for being our law on the field. Let's hear from them, and we've got your Comtech opening kick coming up. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Text scams continue to
Back
rise.
to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division. Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX-FM, Pierre. Be safe. Drive smart.
Welcome to Phil Trauner Stadium at Hollister Field. It's Friday night under the lights on a Thursday to begin the high school postseason. Class 11 AA. It is the Pierre Governors who are looking for their 9th straight trip to the state championship game. Of course, they won 7 in a row. They did lose last year to the Watertown Arrows. The whole theme of this entire season has been the Empire Strikes Back. That's partly because the head coach is a Star Wars nerd, and also because the other side of things is that the Governors want to get back what they say has been taken from them. Not that the Arrows didn't earn that championship a year ago. Our opening kickoff is brought to you by Comtech Communication and Electronic Sales and Services in Pierre. The Governors will kick off. Carter Templeton, boom, left to right out of the hold with a little bit of a breezy night. This ball is taken back at the 7-yard line by Devin Rhodes of the T-Area Titans as he'll come straight up the middle of the field, crossing the 25. He's met at the 28, and he'll fall forward to about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. So the Titans will start on offense, and it's super important for T-Area in their keys to success to control the clock, run that football, and that's exactly what they like to do, John Calda. Like I said with the coach, Scott Fry, that's their recipe, and we'll see if they can abide by that to start things off tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of different formations out of them tonight. We're going to see a little probably counter action, stuff when we look at the double wing, but it's just going to be all about getting their guys the ball, however they do it, whether it's passing, whether it's running, it's just going to be getting those guys.
The quarterback is Mitch Grant. He hands off and coming from the right side around to the left, this double wing offense. And a good start just like that by Carter Brown, a 195-pound senior. He's got a first down pickup up the near hash mark across the 40 to the 43, pickup of 13 yards. And just like that, and this is the first time the Govs will see this offense all season long, and it's all about reading keys, and everybody's got an assignment no matter where, no matter what here.
Yeah, everybody's got a job. I mean, that's just, you just got to play, trust your teammates, play to your ability, do what you got to do, and everything should go fine for us.
This is Korleski, the other starting running back. Porter Hunsley will run him down. Minimal gain this time. They'll get to the 45. That'll be a pickup of 2. But it is Kate Korleski who runs from the near side to the far side of the field. Ran a long way, but just could never get the corner turned. And again, in a double wing, you've got the quarterback, usually under center. You've got the fullback behind him, and then you've got the running backs generally on the wings. They're not in that formation here. They'll send 3 eligible receivers to the left. The ball on the far hash mark. T area is moving from right to left. This is a pitch pass to Brown, coming near side, essentially on a sweep. He'll be met. He'll dive forward, maybe for a gain of 2 more. I think it was Schonard, also Cooper Terwilliger in there on the stop. Across the 45 to the 47, and they'll call that a pass for 2. And it was Carter Brown who had the 13-yard run on the first play, but now 3rd and 6. Here for the Titans. They're in road white numbers, or white jerseys, navy blue numbers, navy helmets, but white pants. They're a white-on-white team. The Governors come out black on black jerseys, black pants here. And the handoff, it's an option. The quarterback keeps it here, and Mitch Grant close to a first down. He's across the 50-yard line. And the line to gain is the Governor 47-yard line. They're going to spot him a half yard short. He's across the 48, inside the 48, with a football between the 48 and the 47-yard line. So a gain of 5. And it'll be a 4th down play coming up. 4th and less than a yard. And the Titans want to make a statement right off the bat. Back in that double wing. Grant going to sneak it, and he's got the surge. He's a big guy. He'll get 3 yards here down to the 45-yard line, and a first down for the Titans as they convert on 4th down.
Yeah, nice little start for T here, just kind of really impressed by the quarterback and the running back. They're kind of almost playing a little bit in the back, just waiting for things to happen. And once they find that tiny little opening, they're finding a way to get small and just get to those seams as quickly as they possibly can. I know it's going to be kind of a big emphasis for us tonight to try to stretch that ball out. And we've seen, if we can get them to go to the outsides a little bit, we're going to start slowing them down a little bit. But they're doing a good job just getting up the field as quickly as possible.
Different formation again. They're in a conventional I formation with the handoff to the deep back, and Max Schmitz is there. 1, maybe 2 this time for the ball carrier. This is Carter Brown again. It looks like he'll get most of 2 inside the 45 to the Pierre 43-yard line. Well, that recipe so far, they're keeping it on the ground as much as they can, but Coach Steele did warn that these guys can throw the football too.
Yeah, I was actually, back in my mind, I'm thinking, heck, maybe they come out and try to shock the world a little bit and, try to air it out, but, we've got a pretty stiff breeze that they're working into right now, so we probably wouldn't see something like that maybe until, the change field positions here.
That's a very good point. This is one of the windier nights we've had so far, and this is the 5th home game the Governors have played. Or are playing this season. Now a surge for Korleski, just trying to follow the interior blockers. Ball still in between the hash marks. He'll reach the 40. I gave Brown 1 yard on the last one. Cade Korleski will give him 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 as they go stripe to stripe. But you remember the game that these two teams played 3 seasons ago in the Dakota Dome. It was the second time that they'd played in the Dome. Of course, they had that classic that ended in a game-winning field goal the year before. But T-Area, they threw the ball really well. They caught the Governors off guard with some really big plays over the top. 3rd and 5, 4-down territory. Quarterback keeps. He pitches near side. Korleski looking for the 35. He gets there. He'll be forced out of bounds by Logan Whitty. right at the Governor bench side, and they should be moving the chains. And now there they go to the 35-yard line. 8 plays, 3 first downs. A drive that started at the 30-yard line for the Titans is now in Pierre territory at the 35. They're doing just fine to this point. And again, with this formation, you just don't know, or with these double wing type offenses, you just never know which way the ball's going to go, who is going to ultimately end up carrying it. Here's their Twins look in the backfield. It's not Korleski, it's Grant, the quarterback, left side, and run down again, but not until he's got a gain of 10 more. And finally, Will Eilers will get to him, and that'll be close to another first down. The ball is on the stripe, but I think the nose of the football on first down was just across the 35. Here it is just on the first half of the 25. So we're going with essentially a 10-yard gain, but it's going to have to be a 9.
Yeah, and on the Pierre side of the defense right now, I mean, there are little keys and tendencies that you're looking for, especially in that double wing. And, you're looking for guards pulling, you're looking for tackles possibly pulling out. And there was a little bit of a misdirection. They ended up pulling their guard back to the left. And, again, those are just where those backers got to pick up those little tendencies. And, again, trust your reads.
Near hash mark, 6:40 counting down, and now we've got a delay of game here that is going to be called by the back judge. So that's one thing that can slow them down a little bit. First penalty of the night, and that'll move the Titans back from 3rd and inches to 3rd and 5 and a couple of inches.
And normally I'd say, a team like this, that's kind of monumental. It's pretty, it sets them back, and they're not able to gain those big yards, but they've been doing a pretty good job just kind of grinding down the field. And, right now seems like they're pretty content on going from 4th down. So even if they can pick up 3 or 4 yards and then just shorten that 4th down play up for them.
Yeah, and the biggest part of their recipe, look at the clock. We're already under 6.5 minutes on the opening drive, 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Governors haven't even touched the football. Give it to the fullback this time, and that's big 28, Hayden Belis, who gets through, and he is able to break a couple of ankle tackles, and he's got enough for a first down inside the 25, now to the 24-yard line. 4 times the chains have moved. This is the first run for Belis. He'll pick up 6. And 3rd and 5, or 2nd and 5, rather, with that penalty, the delay of game. As John Calda just mentioned, not a big deal for a good running team like the T-Area Titans. As they approach the red zone, 1st and 10 to the Governor 24. The Governors spreading things out, only 1 down lineman now. They'll pitch out. Korleski tries to make the turn. Sam Larson giving chase. Looks like he'll get to him and pull him back away from the 20-yard line, back to the 21, but forward progress does get to the stripe of the 20. Pick-up of 4. You see how the Governors, too, the DNs came out of their down line set, and it seemed like that was an immediate adjustment right there as well.
Yeah, if there's anybody that studies more film than Coach Maciejczak, I'd be surprised. And for him, and he's got his cards written out in formations and yardages and where they're on, what hash mark they're at, and just seems like he's got a knack for what's going to happen. But again, the kid's got to be able to respond on the field.
2nd and 6, far hash mark. Grant keeps it himself. This time he'll get stood up, even put up into the air before being pushed back. Cruz Williams came in for Max Schmitz on that play. He's in the mix. Lincoln Schonard is too, and oh my goodness, T-Area has their quarterback down on the ground while slow to get up. He's been injured. I think he did miss, if I heard right, that he has missed a few ball games. They've been using Dashiell Lowry, who is a 165-pound senior as well, but in this case, Grant just needed a breather, I guess, on the ground. He's up, and they won't make him go off for a play, but it is 3rd and 6 now. After no gain, the Governor defense stands up. The T-Area quarterback starting to get to be a big play already. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And this is a handoff. No, it's Grant again. Good disguise in the way they hold those RPOs, the fakes of the handoff, but Grant is wrapped up here, and he's still stuck at the 20-yard line. So now from 2nd and 6 to 4th and let's call it 5. We'll give him a yard here. He's just inside the 20-yard line to the 19. And again, kicking into a big breeze if you do want to kick a field goal, even from what would be about 36 yards out, would be a tough ask right now.
Yeah, big stand for our defense right here. I mean, that whole bend don't break kind of mentality is what it's all about, especially in the playoffs. We haven't talked a lot about it this year, but right now it's just give them the yards, get a stop here.
4th and 6, quick throw outside, and this will go nowhere. Porter Hunsley reads it well. The pass caught by Carter Brown, but there was just no blocking for the receiver. And Porter Hunsley, I don't know if the Governors have a better open field tackler than Porter Hunsley on defense. That's a whole lot of plays and a whole lot of time taken up by the Titans, but after 14 plays and with 3:35 on the clock, the Governors will finally get the ball back on downs. In fact, here comes their opening possession of the night. So Jaron Deal to run the show for the Governors now. Here on their own 19-yard line. Governors once again black on black. Black jerseys with the green numbers. Deal will run the football. He'll try to come straight up the middle, and he'll get a good push. Looked like he was going right into the pile of people, but he crosses the 20. It seemed like the rest of the scrum fell forward up to the 24-yard line, but the ball is spotted back at the 22 instead. So Deal for 3 on the Governors' first offensive play.
Yeah, we're going to be interested to see it again now going with the wind, what our plan of attack here is going to be. Obviously, we know that he's got some speed to him, and, he's basically one tackle away from breaking there as well. But, will we take a chance downfield, or we try to keep things a little bit small and just kind of try to play that wind a little bit?
Deal checks the situation, and he tries to take off to the left side, but then pushed back, and a good surge here. It looks like 21 for the Titans. Leighton Moran, one of the linebackers, gets to him. He gets pushed back to the 20, but forward progress stays at the line of scrimmage. So you look at the Titans, who ran 8.5 minutes off of the clock on that opening drive, even though they do not score. And we've got movement on both sides of the offensive line. Moran, who just made the tackle, was lined up across the way from Aiden Beam, who will be playing more tight end tonight. But this will be a false start on Beam, as he apparently moves first. Now, Coach Steve Steele did say Aiden Beam will play in 2 tight end sets quite a bit tonight, and that's one way the Governors are going to go here throughout much of the evening. You've got Hudson Stoser in a slot, Lincoln Dill just wide right to our near side. Deal goes back to pass. He's under duress. He breaks out of one tackle, finds Stoser over the middle for a first down at the 30-yard line. Stoser up ahead of the 35 to the 40. And here is Jaron Deal extending the play. The rush was furious for the Titans, but Jaron Deal, he showed it 2 weeks ago against Spearfish, who had a very fast defensive front. But he's still able to rush his way out of there, and here he picks up 24 yards, hooking up with Hudson Stoser, who found an opening right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, we're going to see, I think, a lot of that tonight for Deal. It kind of looks like T's pretty content with just load that box up and trying to eliminate the run and just go one-on-one with our matchups on the corner. So for him,
As Porter Hunsley running the football here, he'll get stood up to the 45 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, I mean, just for him, I think he's going to probably see some pressure all night. But the question is, are we going to be able to, not we, but is T going to be able to handle that one-on-one coverage? And I think we've seen it there to where, maybe a little speed and athleticism, finding those little open pockets, and just being able to kind of nickel and dime them.
As mentioned, Hunsley will be a featured tailback tonight. We might see Kay Aducino from time to time, but Hunsley's got a bit of a burst. Of course, Jaron Deal, in running the football from the quarterback position, has the burst ability as well. It's Hunsley in there to the left of Deal. He'll be the lead blocker. Deal going with him, and he'll have a first down across midfield into Titan territory near the 48-yard line. That's 1 yard more than they needed to get. And the crowd responds with a first down chance just across the 45. And just into T area territory. We'll give him 6 on this one for Jaron Deal. Governor's on the move now. And once again, Pierre's in the final minute here. If they want to play with the wind, which obviously you would think throwing the football would be part of that, but Their time is limited because of how long that opening drive took by the Titans when they ran 14 plays. Here comes Stoser in motion our way. Deal looking over the middle. Terwilliger is wide open. 25-20 to the 10-5. Touchdown, Governors. Yeah, you got to use the wind on that opening possession. Cooper Terwilliger was wide open. John Caldas saw it right away, and he makes the grab at the 25-yard line. Nothing but daylight for a 49-yard touchdown pass from Jaron Deal to Cooper Terwilliger, and Pierce strikes first and a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, great opening series there for us. I mean, just basically kind of just run. You just start getting them sucked into that box and just throwing that nice little tight end out, and just nothing special, just a quick little go route out of him.
BAT for Carter Templeton is up and good. And the Governors strike with a 7-0 lead on their opening possession of the game, but 21 seconds remain here in quarter number 1. Pierre will kick after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Governor Football.
This is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen. Plenty of time. 3 seconds. Gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Welcome to Bowie Foods.
Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
Good start for the Governor offense. 6 plays, 81 yards after turning the Titans over on downs. 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Jaron Deal found Hudson Stoser with a big third down conversion for 24 yards. A few plays later, 49 yards over the top. Deal to Cooper Terwilliger, the tight end, and Pierre leads 6-0. That's our first Rounds Financial Services highlight play that you can listen for throughout the night. Right on the money. Highlight plays are brought to you by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. Rounds Financial Services, Osaic Wealth member, SIPC. So a job well done to start for the Governor offense. Terwilliger's, Templeton's kick is a good one. That'll bounce right at the goal line into the end zone for a touchback. Of course, the wind helping out a little bit on that. The Titans will take over. And again, their first drive wasn't so bad. Unfortunately for them, they just turned it over on downs after running 14 plays. And Governor defense stood their ground. Of course, when you get into that red zone, it's a little bit tougher to keep things going as there's a lot more traffic in closed quarters, but we'll see what the Titans can do here on their second offensive possession. You still saw some good things from that Titan offense, and it's still going to be up to the Governor defense to make plays as needed as we close out the first quarter coming up here.
Yeah, and if you're T, you're feeling like this has got to be a situation where they're getting a touchdown just to try to stay in this game and not give us possibly a 14-0 lead.
And in motion, Carter Brown. He spins around the quarterback, and he receives the handoff from Mitch Brown. There's the Governor defense, and you can pick your poison. You've got Porter Hunsley in there, Will Eilers, and the last one off the pile is Lincoln Schoenhard.
Yeah, Will Eilers free at first contact there, and just didn't actually get the finish the deal on that, but just hold him up enough and allowing our rest of our defense to get in.
Titans will let the clock run out here in quarter number 1. It's one possession each, essentially, but the Governors lead 7-0 at the end of one quarter. That's our score on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard, brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll go to the 20 on the other side of the field when we come back after a 60-second timeout. 7-0 Governors. It's Governor postseason football on River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better. as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire
back to the Hawaii.
Welcome back to Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. We'll begin the second quarter with a quick hitter on the out to wide receiver Griffin Wabinga of the T-Area Titans on a 2nd and 10 play from the 10-yard or the 20-yard line. Wabinga on the near side now as the Titans will play with the wind. Griffin stopped by the Governors just shy of the 30-yard line. All they needed was the nose of the football to the 30, but it is few inches short, so it'll be 3rd and inches from there.
Yeah, T showing they can pass. I mean, you're getting a little bit of soft coverage from the Pierre defense on that. Just kind of a quick little hitter for them, just gaining some positive yards and giving them a manageable 3rd down here.
3rd and inches, quarterback under center, back in that double wing. They'll give it to the fullback Hayden Belis, and he's got enough to fall ahead for 2. In this one, that'll be a 1st down on a 3rd down conversion once again. And again, the time of possession is going to be, I think it's probably something I should keep track of here, JW. It's going to be kind of a big stat, especially if T-Area is able to stick with these Governors. But, these Govs for years have had that quick strike capability, 6 plays, 3 minutes, and I think they've got the depth tonight. They'll just keep shuffling people in there to try to counter that if necessary. So 1st and 10 at the 32. Left to right now with the wind at their backs. It's west to east. Here in the capital city, this is a keeper sweep as Grant just had his feet go out from under him. Well, it's hard to believe that actually happens this late in the season when it was earlier in the year when the rains were really plaguing Hollister Field here. This will be a loss back to the 29, and unfortunately for the quarterback, there's nothing he could do when his feet slip right out from under him, and now the Titans are faced with a 2nd down and 13.
And I haven't stepped on the field since those first couple of games, and so I'm not even sure what the conditions are like. You don't get that grass that comes back up. It does create some of a slippery situation there if it's just straight dirt.
Pitch pass. This time it'll go to number 7, Devin Rhodes. He was a kickoff returner, but this one goes nowhere. And the thing I'm wondering here, Coach Calda, is if you're T-Area, you've got to get some people in open space tonight. Mm-hmm. And that 10-yarder to Wabinga was kind of the best example. Is just a quick hitter, let him do some work, but still, the Governor defense going to be fast enough to pick things up on that. How, if you're T-Area, can you spread the field and eventually pick up yardage in chunks here?
Yeah, and that's where the different formations are going to come into play. And again, it's going to have to be some quick hitters, a little screen pass maybe here to a situation. But
3 yards to Rhodes on that last one. Here comes Grant near side, and he'll challenge Lincoln Schonard. He's got about 20 pounds on Schonard, but Lincoln puts him to the turf at about the 37-yard line. Good tackle in the open field. That'll be 5 for Mitch Grant, and it'll be 4th and 4 from there. And again, after a 3-yard loss by the quarterback when he slipped, the Titans are faced in a punt formation now, or a punt situation. We'll give Grant 6 to the 38. Punter is Dashel Lowry. The Governors almost got to it. Lowry had to adjust, and he kicks it virtually straight up in the air. It will get into Pierre territory across the 50. It's down at the 46, but all in all, that'll only be a 16-yard punt. Did you see who got in there and just about blocked it?
Yeah, the same guy who got a block. Yeah, same guy who's got the block last week. He was able to bust through there, and I don't know if he got a piece of it or if he just again, put such a rush that it just kind of forced an errant kick there. But big positive there for the Governors.
I don't think he got it. I think the punter, Lowry, just had to kick it straight up in the air. Roll out here for Jaron Deal. 1st down. He'll fire over the middle of the field. It was tipped. Stoser has it at the T45, 35, and then down to the 31-yard line. Boy, are the Governors lucky to get this play. That ball was tipped by a linebacker, I believe, and then Stoser just stuck his left hand out and all of a sudden was able to bring it in. But John Calda, you're not supposed to throw over against your body back across the middle of the field there.
No. actually, a great read by their defense there in the linebacker, and just kind of sitting there in the middle of the field. But man, when things are going your way, things are just going your way. So
24 yards for the second time from Jaron Deal to Hudson Stoser tonight. 48 yards total on 2 catches for Huddy, but of course Cooper Terwilliger has a 49-yard touchdown reception as well. 7:54 left to play, and now the Governors were biding their time for some reason, it seemed, but the back judge will throw a flag for delay of game. He caught the Titans on one of those on their first possession. Now Pierre guilty of one as well. So 1st and 15 will mark back to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and again there, the last play, you're seeing good pressure out of T right now. It's just the athleticism of Jaron Deal right now to, go out and try to make something happen.
Quick fire here, near side. Carter Schuffelbein with his first touch of the night. He's got the reception, and inside the 35, close to the 30. Pushed out of bounds from there, and of course you want to get Schuffelbein in open space, but all he'll get here is the 5 yards. The Governors lost 4 of the 5 that they lost on the penalty. They'll give him to the 32, and it'll be 2nd down and 11.
And that's just what, Pierre is so hard to play in my mind just because of all the weapons. You look at T, you've got, obviously the running back, you got Vilas, you got a couple of the guys that are there, but just like who do you put your emphasis on when you're playing against us right now? Anyone can score a touchdown at any point in time.
Here's Porter Hunsley out of the backfield, and he will be muscled to the turf. Might get a yard here. T Area's defensive front is pretty stout, and one of the guys you see on there, the left defensive end, Chase DeBoer, who is one of the top heavyweight wrestlers in the state that we're familiar with. He was in on the stop here, I believe. Pickup of 2 for Porter Hunsley. 3rd down and 9. Of course, the Governors are now in likely 4-down territory if they need an extra down here. Stoser in motion to the near side. Deal will tuck and run. 30, 25 between defenders, brought down to the 20-yard line, close to a Pierre first down. They might be if he needs the 20, he's going to be about a half a foot short.
There you go.
But the referee comes in, and I think he just motioned it. First down.
Yeah,
the chains are just waiting to move, but I don't think they officially saw the signal, but they are moving now. So 1st down to the 20, a scramble of 10 for Jaron Deal.
Yeah, I was just watching the backside judge. He was actually set up at the 21, so I didn't know if, who was making that call. Good thing referee came in because I think that was a good spot.
Schuffelbein takes a pitch pass on the sweep left to right. Cuts up the middle of the field. Had some running room, but that'll be closed off. Cade Korleski saves a touchdown. Wiebinga's in there too. But Carter Schuffelbein is inside the 10 down to about the 8 for 12 more. 1st down, goal to go for the Governors. And so far, 5 out of 5 passing for Jaron Deal, including the little easy ones with these pitch passes, which T Area has also run a couple of times to this point. 6:13, clock will start up again, now 6:08 to go. Second quarter, Pierre leading 7-0. They'll fake the pitch pass. This time, Deal keeps it himself. We've got a flag thrown and maybe even a fumble on the play. I thought I saw a beanbag come in there, but when an umpire throws a flag, it's likely holding. Deal didn't get much farther than, in fact, it was a loss on the play back to the 10. That's where they'd spot him. He faked the pitch to Schuffelbein coming across, but decided to keep this one himself.
Yeah, give credit to T's defensive linemen. And we've kind of said it all night. They've been, finding ability or finding ways to actually break through. It's just, it's going to take a secure tackle in order to bring Jaron Deal down, or more than just one guy. And, situation, they're finally catching up to him.
Well, they definitely made a play they needed to make. They get help with the penalty, and from the 8-yard line where the line of scrimmage was, but they may be calling this, I think they said from the previous spot. Okay, now they put it at the 18. They wanted to put it at the 19, but there was a minor discussion, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Governors, but now they're back to the 18-yard line. Under 6 minutes to play, second quarter, looking to add to a 7-0 lead. Over the middle looking, and a diving catch is made. This is Aiden Beam. Touchdown, Governors.
Wow.
Aiden Beam His first offensive pass he's caught this year. He's got 5 interceptions on defense. And JW, the one thing he does best is screens the guys he's working against from catching the football. It seemed like this was another example of that. Aiden Beam dives for an 18-yard touchdown. The Governors lead 13-0. A Templeton PAT is now up and good. 14-0 Governors. Nice ball thrown into the wind as the Governors up their lead to 2 scores here. We'll talk about it when we come back. Let's pause for 30 seconds. The Governors kick when we return with more Pierre Governor postseason football.
Shop specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at GrahamTire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Well, the Governors look smooth once again, running and throwing, but especially throwing the football. And now they've got another weapon that they've added to the offense when they go 2 tight end sets. On one particular play, it's Cooper Who, it's Aiden Beam instead, the other tight end that Jaron Deal finds. Right over the middle, diving catch ahead of 2 defenders. Aiden Beam makes the grab, and we've seen, Coach, how well this kid can catch the football over the course of the season.
Yeah, not a lot of size there for a tight end, but, obviously he's got speed, and I think that's where it's going to catch guys off. And just, again, another kind of situation there of, kind of heavy dose of run, even though some of the little pitches that we had. But
look out, T-area. No, the ball is loose, and the Governors are going to recover it at the 30-yard line on a free kick. Or a free ball. Now, there was a penalty down, but that was, okay. It was supposed to be a beanbag, the near side official. The kickoff is a free ball, but even though T-area came up at about the 35-yard line, it looked like it squirted away from whoever was down on it. I think it was 22, Brady Tapia, who was ready to recover that, and somehow the ball got away from him, and then the Governors recovered it at about the 25. So now we've got a discussion here as to how this is going to go. Oh, now they're going to throw a flag here where that beanbag lay on the ground as well. By the way, that last scoring drive for the Governors, 6 plays, 55 yards, 2 minutes and 51 seconds, leading to that Jaron Deal touchdown pass under the goalpost to Aiden Beam on the dive from 18 yards out. What are you thinking here, Coach?
I don't know. I'm watching the one. If it's a bag judge, maybe not. They're talking. I mean, he's kind of showing a kicking motion there, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay, if that happened, I didn't see it happen, but if somebody's saying that was a kicking motion, I think you had Tapia recovering the football, and then somebody from the Governors must have come in and kicked it away from him. And if T-area gets the football, then that's going to be the reason why.
There you go. Nice call. Ooh.
Okay, so kind of a bad penalty for the Governors as it turned out, but Steve Steele is getting the explanation. Now, was it intentionally kicked, or did it happen in the course of a peer player coming in just in stride? I mean, that's the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you kind of look back at, did it still happen? Yes, and so it's pretty. I mean, more of a subjective call, I guess, in that case. And you try to take that out of the hands, and I mean, if it was kicked, it was kicked, but.
So with 5:44 left in the second quarter, the Titans will get a little bit of help here. And the spot of the infraction is, I believe, the 34-yard line. So if they get 15 yards from there, it'll be first down from T-area at the 49-yard line. Obviously, good field position coming up for the Titans regardless. 14-0 Governors. Fast-moving first half. Of course, the fans are getting restless because a 60-degree kickoff game time temperature is going to be getting down to about 45 by the end of the game, I think, is what our forecast is. These fans, they've got to realize this is something that we don't see very much, and these officials are just trying to they're doing everything they can to make sure they get this right. They do spot it at the T49-yard line, so the Titans have a little bit of kind of a push here. They may need it. They're down by 2 scores, and you certainly don't want to let the Governors get too big of a lead here.
Yep.
And we've got whistles. This play never happened. We've got a false start, and it'll be called from the far side official.
Yeah, number 61, he's just rocking back in his motion. It's not really even an immediate or a quick start. He's slowly rocking back and coming out of that position.
So 1st and 15, it'll be back to the 44-yard line. And here's another thing, JW. The T-area Titans, they've only averaged 15, 16, 17 points a game this year, so they're already down 14. And, I mean, before too long, if that continues, they're going to be fighting for their playoff lives here.
Yeah, they're going to force them to doing something they're not used to doing, unfortunately for them.
Grant will hand off to Belis, the fullback. There is Schmautz, or not Maximus Schmitz, with a quick stop at the 45. Just across the 45, that's a gain of 1. And again, it's a running team. They're going to run, and they're going to run in a whole lot of different ways. The question is, how far are they going to run? They'll take Belis out and bring Devin Rhodes in. Mitch Grant coming back. I think he runs all the way to the sideline to get the play, and they bring it back. Of course, the Governors have those wristbands that they use for signals and the like. Back to the shotgun goes Grant. 2nd and 14. He'll fire near side, and the receiver is blanketed by Hudson Schaefer. Off the hands of Devin Rhodes. He had Rhodes on an underneath route, and then closer to the edge, you had Griffin Wiebinga.
Yeah, Wiebinga was your open man there. They actually kind of ran that route into the area that the ball needed to be thrown to. And unfortunately, I'm not sure he was going to try to go there, but his open receiver was downfield about 5 yards.
4 out of 5 for the quarterback, Grant, so far, but only 14 yards picked up unofficially. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go. We're in the second quarter. Pierre on top, 14-0. In the gun again. Now reverse. And this young man looking to throw. This is Rhodes, but he'll tuck it and keep it and go nowhere. And that's Schaefer working against a receiver. He'll break off that assignment and bring Rhodes down.
Flag back in the field, though.
Way downfield, We've got a flag.
And I don't know if we're going to get an offensive or defensive holding here.
Devin Rhodes, who took that option, or that reverse pitch, I did see him throwing the football in pregame warm-ups, so that is an option for them. So here it comes, holding on the defense. You call it on beam, and defensive holding in high school football is 10 yards. Governor fans don't appreciate it. But, and that's just another thing that in the postseason, everybody gets a little more restless. They'll go from 145 to the other, now to the Pierre 45, and that'll make it 3rd down and 4 instead of 3rd and 14. 4:42 to go here in the first half. This is just T's 3rd offensive possession here in this contest. Rhodes will go in motion. Grant will take the handoff, or the snap. He'll keep it himself and push his way to the 41. Well, he's not going to get the 41. They're just inside the 42 and about a half-yard shy of a 1st down. They'll put it right on the 42. We'll give him 3. Mitch Grant with 8 keepers so far. Longest play the Titans have run tonight so far was 13 yards, and that was on the opening play of the game. 13-yard run out of the double wing for Carter Grant. But now 4th and 1. Titans coming out of that Timeout huddle. It's 5 seconds left. Counting them down. The back judge. Titans have to hurry here. And they just get it across. They'll sneak it. But they just get the snap off. Then they sneak. And Mitch Grant appears to have the 40-yard line. Good enough for a first down. That would be a pickup of 2. That's just the thing. When on a field without a play clock, you've really got to keep your eye on that back judge. And
Is that your plug right there for, I mean, I think you said earlier in the year, maybe about halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah. Who needs turf? We need play clocks. That's what we need here. The funny thing is, and as long as I've been around, even back in my high school days, Stanley County had a play clock way back then across the river on both ends of their field. And we still have never had him. Here comes Rhodes. He slips out of a couple of tackles. Shifty run. He cuts back up the far hash mark. Not a lot of yardage north and south as far as the field goes.
Another flag
and we have another flag out on the far side. That is the case. A 2-yard pickup for now for Devin Rhodes. But with somebody holding for the Titans to try to give him a chance to get the edge and turn the corner.
Yeah, it's thrown upfield a little bit, though, so I'm not quite sure. I mean, I would think if it was a hold call, it'd be sitting back a little bit closer to the 40-yard line.
Well, 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. Of course, Steve Steele is in conversation with an official, so this probably does go against the Titans, and they'll begin the 10-yard mark off. So the Titans will lose it back.
There you go. Okay.
Block in the back is what's called, so they'll mark them back from the spot of the foul, and it'll end up at the 48-yard line. We're going to give Devin Rhodes a couple of yards here. But then the 10-yard penalty, and it's first down and 18 to go. A lot of laundry on the field in this sequence for the Titans. Rolling out and a wide open receiver. Short route, though. It's Wiebenga. He'll be stood up inside the 45, the 43-yard line. Schoenhardt. Aiden Beam finishes him off as well. 5 yards on this pass play for Griffin Wiebenga. I will say this, even on short passes, Mitch Grant looks like he can throw a pretty good ball.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if, just one look downfield, see what he's got. And, if they could, just happen to, you start looking at our defensive core and our cornerbacks again, we've got speed, we've got athleticism back there as well. And, I just don't think there's a better team in AA right now in terms of that defensive side of the ball. And so it's a lot easier said than done.
2nd and 13 for the Titans here. They're at the 43 of the Governors from under center. Rolling out, Grant biding his time and again throws underneath, but he makes his man dive for it. This is number 5, Caden Bonenberger. Makes a nice catch, but once you dive and your knee is down, you can't go anywhere else. So it's a short gain. We'll give him to the 40. That's a pickup of 3. And that's back to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 now for the Titans. Under 2 minutes to go. Of course, the Titans would love to hang on to the football as long as they can here to close out the first half, not give the Governors any more opportunities to score. Shotgun snap, Grant back. Here comes Terwilliger from the edge. Grant steps up in the pocket, had a man, but he threw it just a little bit behind him at the 15-yard line. That's Wiebenga. Porter Hunsley is there in coverage. Wiebenga makes a good effort to reach back for it, but it's through his hands just as he's getting pushed out of the play by Hunsley. Well-timed play by Porter. And there's that downfield throw we were kind of curious about, but a little off the mark for Grant, and now it's 4th down and 10. And I think, they're keeping them all out there. You really have to go for it here.
Yeah,
perhaps. I don't know.
No,
you certainly could try to pin the Governors with under a minute and a half to go.
I do think they're probably doing the right thing here, just trying to at least get something out of this and possible score here before the first half ends.
Double wing under center. Grant will look back to pass again. Terwilliger coming after him. He'll heave it and get rid of it. And all that does is saves about 10 or 12 yards on what could have been a quarterback sack. It's incomplete, and the Governors, for the second time, will turn the Titans over on downs And Pierre will have 1:23 to go here to try to close off the first half in style themselves, leading 14-0, but obviously for Pierre, that's never enough. And they've got it just ahead of their own 40-yard line.
I think we brought this up kind of towards middle of the year. It'd be interesting to go back and see how many touchdowns we have scored, within that minute and a half left in the first half. It just seems like, in a 2-minute drill.
So Deal, empty backfield. He'll look right side to the edge. Governors certainly have all 3 timeouts available too. Shufflebine slips out of a tackle. Now a sideline official is also taken out of the play. Getting help from the umpire. When Shufflebine got out of that tackle, he just stepped out of bounds, so that was forward progress, but only a 3-yard pickup. It started as a 5er, but then taken back just a little bit. But he does get out of bounds, so 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line. Plenty of time, especially when you have all 3 timeouts. T area does have all 3 of theirs as well.
Yeah, and you look at T really just kind of playing preventative defense over top, which just opens everything up in those first 5 to 10 yards. And
Deal over the middle, has Terwilliger in T territory at 45. He bounces off a couple of tacklers. 3 Titans will finally get him down to the turf, but Terwilliger is inside the 40-yard line to the 39.
And my point going to that was with 3 timeouts left, that's a long time to sit back and play preventative defense. Just a guy like, Coach Steele, he'll find a way to march that ball down.
That's an 18-yard gain, and once again, now you see really the physicality that the 240-pound junior Cooper Terwilliger brings to the table. It's Terwilliger, the right tight end. Aiden Beam is in there, the left tight end. They'll go to Shufflebine, and this play is read well. And here comes Beelis in there to knock down the pass that Deal wanted to go. Quick hitter to the far side, looking for Shufflebine. And finally, after 8 completions, Jaron Deal throws his first incomplete pass of the night. Clock stops at the 39-yard line, but at the 49-second mark of our second quarter. Pierre on top, 14-0. 2 receivers left, 1 right, wide. They're looking for Terwilliger, but this one floated over the top of him. A couple of defenders also out there, including Griffin Wiebinga, also Lucas Randall, a sophomore DB. So a couple of incompletions now after Jaron Deal started his night 8 for 8. Just doing some quick math here. 30. Got him at 152 yards on 8 of 10 passing. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns thrown. 49 yards to Terwilliger, 18 yards to Aiden Beam. His other tight end. Here comes Shufflebine in motion. They'll pitch it to him. It's up to the blockers now. Shufflebine to the 40, 35, now out of bounds. Run out by 25, Carter Brown. And, of course, the Governors knew they're in 4-down territory. They're just trying to get what they can with Shufflebine. They'll take their chances now on 4th and 4. Shufflebine for 6 to the 33. His 4th catch of the night, so Deal alone in the backfield. Lincoln Dill just wide to the near side. Pierre tried a freeze play. Couple of flinches on the Titans side of the line of scrimmage, but they don't cross. Here goes Deal on 4th and 4 now. Rolling out, and the Titans can't get to him yet. Here comes DeBoer. Deal gets away from him, and Deal has a first down.
And a penalty.
And there's a penalty thrown. And this is, I imagine this has to be for a horse collar. It's not a tackle, but DeBoer got him and pulled him back just a little bit. I think Chase DeBoer did the right thing and maybe trying to prevent that. They never got the tackle, but Deal just kept on going fast enough to get away from the rush, and right now he's inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Here comes the call from the referee. As soon as he gets his mic worked out. Oh, a face mask. Okay, I didn't see where the face mask came from, but Govs will take it. That was a 4th and 4. Deal scrambles for 6 to the 27. Then you add half the distance to the goal. And they should have it at about the 14-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, the crazy part about it, he had Hudson Socher wide open in the crossing around the middle of the field, and it just, I don't know if he picked him up, if there's just too much pressure that he wasn't able to get that read on him, but a lot of, a couple opportunities there to make big plays.
The clock will not stop will not start till the snap.
All right. We'll get all that sorted out. So half the distance. Now they spot at the 13. The flag is still resting back there at the 41. They've got that. So 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. But again, the scrambling ability of Jaron Deal, and we saw it immediately back in that Spearfish game 2 weeks ago. The Titans are going to take a timeout. Now we've got 28 seconds to go. We'll pause for a Coca-Cola break in the action. Timeout sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. It's the Governors leading 14-0. Looking for one more punch into the end zone before halftime here. And your official voice for Governor football, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for us.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
It is the eve of All Hallows Eve. Welcome back. Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. Brian Oakland, John Calda on the call. Jaron Deal in his second career varsity start. And again, Caleb Lounsbury down with a wrist injury. I think he even has had some surgery as we go back a couple of weeks on that. It was sore last week, but there was even more to it. And it's going to be Deal the rest of the way. Pitch pass Shufflebein cutting back the middle of the field. Does get a good block out on the edge, but inside the 15 to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, just watching Beam and Colton Cass out there just widen that hole up. It was pretty impressive.
Now the Govs will take a timeout here. Shufflebein's inside the 10 down to the 6. Go ahead and finish your point there, Coach.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a point. I was just impressed. I mean, that we don't give those guys a lot of recognition. We're always talking about the ball carriers and the receivers and stuff, but just watching those linemen and the way that they were able to just create a wall for him to cut back up into and get some positive yards was pretty impressive.
All right, we'll keep it here now with 21 seconds to play. So Shufflebein takes that pitch pass, once again coming right to left to the near side, and as good as that block was, I think they were sealing the edge for him, but he cut back up the middle of the field. I'm not sure how much extra yardage he maybe could have had he kept going around the corner, but still a good gain here. He picks up 7 yards. Governors have it 2nd down and 3 now at the 6-yard line. Once again, T area took a timeout before that previous play. This timeout goes to Pierre. And both teams have 2 left here in the first half. And again, we'll mention it as we have a couple of times. The T area can really not afford to be down by 3 scores here, as they just aren't built to, to pick up points in a hurry. Shufflebein will get it again on another pitch pass coming near side. Flag thrown from behind as Carter gets to the 5-yard line. And once again, here on the edge, looking for some numbers out here, but you got Lincoln Schoenhardt out here playing offense. I think you've got Devin Binger down there playing. Nope, that's 69. That's Colton Cass again. I think he was in the area. Number 7? Was that? I thought that was to Shufflebein, but he is number 7. But the Governors get marked back 10 yards anyway, so forget about the result of the play. They're back to the 16 now. And 16 is the amount of time left here in this second quarter as well. 16 seconds to go. Deal is in an empty backfield. You've got Stoser and Shufflebein right. Dill just alone to the left to the short side and the near side of the field. Rolling right goes Deal. Oh, there's a head flag and an easy call. Deal will have to unload, but as T area broke through. That might have been DeBoer, but we could see it from here. He got his shirt tail grabbed to slow him up, and Spencer Olivier might have saved a sack. But another thing he does is perhaps saves a little bit of time, even though the Govs are going to lose 10 yards again.
Look at you spinning negatives into positives. I like that.
It's not my first time.
Yeah, no. But I agree. I mean, again, there's just, we talk about defensive side too. There's just sometimes pass interference it just has to happen, right? You stop a touchdown and, maybe there again, situation of just, again, stopping that clock a little bit and giving us a little bit more time.
Well, it does get more interesting. It's second down and a whole bunch from the 26-yard line. 10 seconds left. Deal. Back to throw. He'll just heave it up and into double coverage. Where's the football? No, it's out of there behind the end zone. That takes 7 seconds off. He's looking for Schuffelbein. It was Wiebinga and Randall down there again. One corner, one safety. And I think Deal was just looking for one guy keying in on him, but right now you almost have to just try to throw a Hail Mary and see if you can get the tallest guy on the field to come down with one.
Yeah, not a bad call. I mean, in that case, and yeah, we're going to obviously draw something up here, but yeah, I mean, use your speed, use your size, whatever you've got. Just try to get this one last punch in before we get going in the second half.
All right, well, we'll take a timeout here. Coca-Cola timeout, 3 seconds left. The Governors will probably have a hook and ladder when we come back after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal.
We are back at Phil Trotner Stadium at Hollister Field, and I know I'm being goofy going to the break. I wanted to make it one of these things where just in the event that I'm right, I just want to look like a genius. Right? I'll do anything to look like a genius or sound like a genius.
You've called a lot of plays this year. Yeah, it's been pretty
like an
impressive
idiot overall. So, here's the situation. 3rd down and 24. We're at the 27-yard line of the T area Titans. This will be the final play of the first half. Maybe. There's a penalty underneath that's thrown in the middle of the field. Hudson Stoser makes his way inside the 10, down to the 5. Time has expired, but we've got 2 flags, probably for one more holding penalty. The Titans are being allowed to go to the field house. So, the penalty is declined. We'll take the result of the play. And all in all, we'll turn that into a 23-yard gain, but down to the 3, the half comes to an end. So on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's the Governors 14, the T-Area Titans nothing. Pierre does get the football to start the second half as well. Scoreboard's brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. And we'll pause for 3 minutes, go into our Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime break. And that is next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Check out Iverson Auto in Mitchell or Huron for great deals and top-notch service. Iverson Auto has it all. From the knowledgeable sales and finance teams to the experienced parts and service teams, plus the best detail shop in the region. Iverson Auto, 77 plus years in our community, locally owned and operated. We have always been here and always will be. Stop in for your next new or used ride or use one of our professional services at Iverson Auto in Mitchell and Huron, or browse our inventory online anytime at iversonauto.com.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Generational success means different things to different people. But to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps.
Move on, perhaps to Huron, perhaps to, another home game if Brookings happens to win at Huron. Scores coming up later, but welcome to our wealth partners, Ameriprise Financial. Halftime break as the Governors lead the T-Area Titans 14-0. I'm Brian Oakland, and again, wealth partners, Ameriprise Financial can be found in the Capitol Creek Center Plaza on East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Not much going on in the way of possessions. Obviously, the Governors have made a lot out of the very few possessions that they have had, but this opening drive of the T-Area Titans tonight kind of set the stage for how this first half would go. As the Titans took the opening kick, they ran 14 plays, most of which come on the ground. If they're not running the football, they're trying high percentage short route passes. But 14 plays, 51 yards, and they took off about almost 8.5 minutes on that opening drive. However, once they got to the 20-yard line and into the red zone, the Governor defense stiffened, and the Titans lose it on downs on a fourth down play that is unsuccessful from the 19-yard line. So with 3:35 left in the first quarter, the Governors finally touched the ball for the first time on offense, and they go 6 plays, 81 yards. A third down conversion kept alive as Jaron Deal extended a play and hooked up with Hudson Stoser toward midfield. And then from the 49-yard line of the T-Area Titans, it was Deal looking for Cooper Terwilliger over the top. He was wide open at the 25. He runs the rest of the way for 6. Carter Templeton made it 7-0 with a PAT with 21 seconds to go in quarter number 1. To start the second quarter and the ensuing possession, the Titans get a first down pickup on their second play, but then they go 3 and out from there and had to punt. The Governors take it at their own 45-yard line, and another sizable play to get them into T-Area territory at the 31. Overall, it was a 6-play, 55-yard drive in 2 minutes and 51 seconds. This time, Jaron Deal finds Aiden Beam, who is playing a second tight end tonight. And it's his first catch on offense of the season, and it's good for an 18-yard touchdown to make it 14-0 at the 5:47 mark of the second quarter. T-Area runs more clock and runs 8 plays, but they do turn it over on downs at the Pierre 40-yard line. And from there, the Governors ultimately close out the first half, but they do not score. They got all the way down to the 6-yard line, but a couple of holding penalties. In fact, 3 in a row, the last of which that'll be declined. Allowed a 23-yard pass play from Deal to Stoser to stand, but Pierre came up 3 yards short on the last play of the first half, and that's where we are, 14-0 here. It's the Governors on top. But those plays, of course, the touchdowns especially, Terwilliger's 49-yarder and the layout grab by Aiden Beam, the 18-yarder. Those are a couple of examples of highlight plays that we have seen right on the money. Highlight plays in our first half. Right on the money highlight plays are brought to you by Rounds Financial Services in Pierce. Certainly that one from Aiden Beam would qualify. A great diving catch. Carter Shufflebine almost had one in one of these last plays of the first half, but probably wouldn't have counted because of a holding penalty. So let's look at the stats in this one. Pierre is rolling up a little bit of offense. They've got 213 yards total compared to 89 unofficially for the Titans. The Governors have 188 through the air. Jaron Deal is 11 of 14 overall for 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. Carter Shufflebine has caught 5 passes for 32 yards, couple of pitch passes on sweeps included. Hudson Stoser, with that last play of the first half for 23, has caught 3 passes for 71 total yards. He's the leading leading yardage gainer in this contest. Cooper Terwilliger has 2 catches for 67 yards, including a 49-yard touchdown, and also Aiden Beam with that 18-yarder for the second score of the night for the Govs. On the ground, Jaron Deal has kept it 4 times for 19 yards. Porter Hunsley with 2 carries for 6 yards. 25 on the ground, 188 through the air, 213 total. Governors have picked up 7 first downs, but they've been penalized 7 times for plays that count, penalties that count, and they've been marked off 65 yards. That's one thing that probably has to be cleaned up for Pierre in the second half. As for the Titans, they'll finish with 89 yards in the first half, 51 of which come on their opening drive, and 67 of those 89 come on the ground. Mitch Grant has kept it from the quarterback spot 9 times for a total of 26 yards. Cade Korleski, 4 carries for 15 yards. Carter Brown has 3 carries for 14 yards. Hayden Beelis, 10 yards on 3 carries. Devin Rhodes with a 2-yarder on his only attempt. Grant through the air is 6 of 9, but only for 22 yards. Griffin Weaven got 2 catches, 14 yards. Cade Bonenberger and Devin Rhodes have 3-yard grabs each. Carter Brown has 2 catches, but just 2 total yards in this one. 6 first downs picked up by the Titans, most of which come on that opening drive as well. They've been penalized 4 times for mark-offs of 34 yards. No turnovers in this game. We've only had 6 possessions, 3 for the Titans, 3 for the Governors, but the Governors score on 2 of them and lead 14-0. We'll take another 2-minute break, and halftime from Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial continues. When we come back, we'll take a look at the scores all around South Dakota. Quarterfinal night of the high school postseason. You're listening to Governor Postseason Football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Wegner Auto Company is a 4th generation in the family. Just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service. No hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Back at Hollister here at halftime, Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial, 14-0 Governors, one of 4 quarterfinal round matchups in Class 11AA. The winner of this game will take on next week the winner of the Huron and Brookings game, which is taking place in Huron tonight. 4 games in the class, and that is the only one, however, that did not start at 6. Well, I take that back. There are 2 games that started at 7. There's just no report from Huron and Brookings as they have just kicked off. But Sturgis got off to a quick start out west at Watertown, but Watertown has just scored to tie it, and it's 6-6. They may have a conversion pending on that one. And surprising score also down in Yankton where the Bucks lead Spearfish, but it's just 6-0 through one half of play. Watertown makes their PAT, now leading Sturgis 7-6. But again, next Friday night will be the semifinal round, and then the following Friday will be the state championship game. Of course, the Governors have been in the Dome 8 years in a row, even though they lost for the first time in those 8 years last season. Certainly hoping to get back there, and their quest for that beginning tonight. And so far, so good, a 14-0 lead, and Pierre does get the football to start the second half. Let's run through the other classes of football. Sioux Falls Lincoln defeats Rapid City Central tonight 60-21, or this afternoon at Howard Wood Field. That actually was a 33-21 game when we first looked at it. Rapid City Central was playing pretty well, but Sioux Falls Lincoln, the defending champions, ran away with that one. Brandon Valley running away with Sioux Falls Roosevelt at halftime, 41-0. Harrisburg shutting out O'Gorman at halftime at McEnany Field, 10-0. And Sioux Falls Jefferson has an early lead over Washington, 7-0. That's the nightcap in Howard Wood. In 11A, Lennox, the defending champs, going to halftime with a 28-14 lead over Tri-Valley. Early, Madison and West Central are scoreless. Sioux Falls Christian strikes first, 7-0 on Rapid City Christian. Del Rapids and Millbank are tied 7-7 late in the first quarter of play. St. Thomas More in 11B has a 10-8 lead against Mount Vernon Plankinton at halftime. Sioux Valley leads Elk Point Jefferson 8-6. And again, a lot of 7 o'clock kickoffs, so most of these games are beyond or behind our pace. Winter is off to an early start, though, leading at Clark Willow Lake 8-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Wagner on top of Dual early 6-0. In 9AA, Elkton Lake Benton has a 23-7 lead at halftime over the Hanson Beavers. Parkston and Bonham early second quarter, no score yet. Freeman Mary and Freeman Academy 16-0 lead later in the first quarter over Kimball White Lake, and Hamlin gets the first touchdown out at Hill City. Just 3 minutes left, 3 minutes gone in that one. Hammond leads the Rangers 8-0. In 9A on 94.5 KPLO, halfway through the first quarter, no score out west where the Philip Scotties are hosting the Ipswich Tigers. It is Alcester Hudson on top of Platte Geddes 8-6, 5 minutes into that one. And Wall already a 7-0 lead over Castlewood in the first quarter. Warner 7-0 on top of Howard. Give it up for these 9-man schools kicking PATs. And in 9B, Del Rapids St. Mary defeats Corsica Stickney, the top seed Cardinals, a mercy rule victory 56-6 over the Jaguars. Harriet Selby area leading Coleman Egan. We've got this on Star 99. And the Wolverines with an 8-6 lead at halftime. That is on drgnews.com as well. Avon and Sioux Falls Lutheran in an 8-8 tie halfway through the first quarter. No report yet from Faulkton and Sully Buttes, but a game that is on KMLO FM, the state championship rematch from last year. That one being played in Faulkton. And a quick look at the All Nations semifinals that are set up for tomorrow in the All Nations Conference. White River will host Teospazina at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Todd County and Little Wound play down in Mission. And then in Class B, McLaughlin, who is unbeaten this year, will host Marty, and Winnebago out of Nebraska will play host to Mapia Luta in the All-Nations semifinals tomorrow. They'll have their championships in the Dome next weekend, and of course, the High School Activities Association affiliated schools have their semifinals next weekend and the championship 2 weeks from tomorrow night. Still have some time. John called us so far, impressions of the first half, and the bottom line is Pierre is doing everything they can to keep the football as much as possible, and I think they're doing a pretty good job of it. They're just going to have to find their way on the scoreboard if they want to get back in this one. But when the Governors have the first possession of the second half, obviously they're hoping for something big to happen and maybe just maybe put this game out of reach early.
Yeah, I think it's what we expected out of T tonight. But at what point in time are they going to have to break from that that mold that they've kind of set as a standard for them in terms of finding ways now to get the ball downfield a little bit, and I think that's something they're going to have to do relatively quickly, and doing a really good job of keeping the ball out of our hands. But I'll tell you what, a lot of teams have tried to do that in the past, and it just doesn't really ever seem to work with us, because every time we do get our hands on the ball, we seem to drive down the field and find some way to put the ball in the end zone.
Absolutely. We'll kick it off the second half in 1 minute. Let's step away for a timeout. 14-0 Governors. You're listening to Pierre Governor postseason football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Health, happiness, and home. Hi, this is Tara Sunshine of Kathy Sunshine Properties. Purchasing and selling a home can be the largest investment you make. I invite you to choose our team to help you with the process. For over 51 years, our office has been successfully serving the buyers and sellers of the Fort Pierre area with professional service. Our team has extensive training and experience in the real estate field. It is our goal to provide you with superior service. Contact me or any of our realtors. 605-224-5588. Kathy Sunshine Properties.
Beltran Stadium at Hollister Field, the quarterfinal rounds. This is Pierre Governor football on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, KGFX FM Pierre, a member of DRG Media Group. We're driven by the Office of Highway Safety of the state of South Dakota, reminding us to put the phone down, focus on driving, and arrive alive. I'm Brian Oakland with John Calda, Brian Minning on camera for Live Ticket, drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page with William Wilson in studio. The Comtech opening kick of the second half, kicked away by the Titans left to right, taken by Hudson Stoser at the 16-yard line on the near sideline. He'll cut it back to the hash mark, cross the 25, and be brought down at the 27-yard line. Good job on the short placement kick for the Titans. And the Governors will have average field position to start our second half. And as we were just talking about, see if the Governors can put something together, whether they chew time or not. If they have a time-consuming drive, I don't know. Of course, if they get 7 on the board, they're not going to care either. Out of the backfield goes Porter Hunsley. Jaron Deal wants to throw, first down right away. He'll try to extend to the near side, have to get rid of it. 2 defenders rushing. There's Carter Brown, and there's also Kingston Nyberg, who comes off of the nose. Nyberg running a ways on that one, but an incomplete pass to start things off here for the Govs.
Yeah, a little bit better defense there inside of a T. We're looking at, not just one guy getting there, but 3 guys, being able to contain him and just force him off the field. And Deal obviously just, again, having a good knack for when to get rid of that ball and not take a big loss there.
I didn't watch downfield, but I have a feeling that Coach Steele really wanted to get a bomb downfield, so you have to give credit to the downfield coverage of the Titans on that play for preventing a big one here. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Jaron Deal will follow the block of Porter Hunsley, and it's a quarterback keeper across the 30 to the 31. Small gain. It'll be just for 3, and it'll be third down and 7 from there. Big task for the Titan defense to try to stop the Governors here, and Pierre moving into the wind. The wind is still blowing. The flag's still whipping. It's a breezy night here in the capital city. Deal out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looking. Shufflebein looked like he was open momentarily, but Deal has to tuck and run. He slips out of a tackle. Are you kidding me? Is right. He is dead to rights at the 32-yard line. He breaks out of it. He crosses the 40, 45. They bring him down just across the 45-yard line. First down, Jaron Deal for 14 yards. And yes, 2 defenders seem to have him all wrapped up. This guy is slippery.
Yeah, just again, I mean, give credit to their defense. Just wrapping up right now. I mean, had a good stop that play before, and they're just, Deal just doing Deal things.
So Jaron will pitch out here. Porter Hunsley coming near side of the short side of the field. Flag comes in from the umpire toward the near edge as Hunsley gets close to the 50-yard line. But again, the recurring theme, especially late in that second quarter, has been the yellow flags on the field. The Governors have been penalized 7 times so far, at least for those that have been accepted. And this is probably going to be number 8. Sometimes you get penalized a lot, sometimes you don't. And holding goes against the Governors. This is a veteran crew. These guys from Rapid City, we've had them here a number of times over the years. Certainly give them a lot of credit. And, of course, the High School Activities Association is going to put their best crews into the postseason. Lyle Talsma and the guys here, well, they're seeing things quite a bit. The Governors with another holding penalty. They're 8th of the night. This is their 5th holding penalty that has been marked off. So it'll be 1st and 20 back to the 35-yard line. Just underway, second half, 10:42 to go. Deal will come this way, left side. He's upended by Carter Brown on a good tackle here.
Yeah, I don't know if that was his intention there, but that's a good approach. I mean, they've tried wrapping up high on him, and, he decides to go low, and maybe that's your way of getting him and taking him down early.
Design run might have lost a foot on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as Dill just goes wide right, far side of the field. Stoser comes left. 3 Titans defend, but none of them gets in the neutral zone. Sideline official shaking his head no, as Carter Shufflebein was saying, hey, man. Meanwhile, Deal over the middle looking for Beam, and this pass is almost picked off. Aiden Beam on the seam route, but Cade Korleski had his hands on it, could not haul it in. That was a miss of a golden opportunity for the Titans, as that pass might have been of the ill-advised variety.
Yeah, just try to force something there a little bit that wasn't there. Kind of looking at again, defense from T. They're actually sitting back in a little bit of a zone kind of read there, and they had a couple guys over top just keying in and just looking for that ball to be thrown in that location.
But the good news for the Governors on an incomplete pass is we didn't see it, but the roughing the passer penalty has been called, and the Governors are going to get a 15-yard helper on this one, all the way up to the 50-yard line, and that'll negate the holding penalty from before and give Pierre enough yardage for a first down. So with 9:55 to go in the third period, Governors have a fresh set now and maybe some new life. 1st and 10 here near hash mark, moving right to left. Here comes the rush. DeBoer will hit him just as he throws. Yep. Shufflebein open at the 20. He's got it. Touchdown, Governors. Chase DeBoer just before he paid for it. Taking a hit from Chase DeBoer. Flag in the end zone, probably because of a celebration, but Shufflebein catches a bomb from Jaron Deal that goes 50 yards. For the touchdown. He didn't have a lot of time, JW, to get rid of that ball. Chase DeBoer comes around the end, and this kid is a big physical player.
Well, and just Deal, just sitting in the pocket in that case. I mean, just, didn't feel like he needed a scramble. You knew he had, some speed there working in that matchup and just put a perfect ball out there.
So Shufflebein with an overzealous celebration. Not sure what it was. Doesn't matter, but the touchdown stands. Third touchdown thrown by Deal to 3 different receivers. Carter Shufflebein, he's caught a handful of them this year. This one from 50 yards out. It's 20-0 Pierre. Carter Templeton will try for his third PAT, maybe a short hop on the snap. Jaron Deal holding now, and he does a good job receiving. Templeton's kick is up and good. Make it 21-0 with 9:46 to go. Third quarter, the Governors do strike on their first offensive possession of the second half. They'll kick off. T will have their first possession when we come back after this 30-second timeout. This is Pierre Governor football.
Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
Governor start the second half of the 5-play, 72-yard scoring drive despite a holding penalty, but with the help of a roughing the passer penalty, a 50-yard touchdown strike from Jaron Deal to Carter Shufflebein, a Carter Templeton PAT. Makes it 21-0, and we'll call that another Rounds Financial Services right on the money highlight play. Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. And the highlight of that, even on the receiving end of it, again, to me, comes back to the quarterback standing his ground, ready to take a hit. I don't know if he saw Jaron Deal coming from his open side, but Jaron Deal seeing Chase DeBoer coming from his open side, but he did take a hit. As soon as he delivered the ball was still a strike. Shufflebein does the rest for 50 yards. Now loose ball, but falling on at the 40-yard line on the kickoff. And a good job to make sure they maintain possession by Darren Rhodes, a 170-pound freshman, as the Governors were bearing down and hot after it. They recovered a free kickoff a week ago in that win over Douglas, and almost had one earlier in this game. They almost got this one, but T-Area will have it from their own 40. Good field position, 9:45 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 here. Mitch Grant, the quarterback. He'll start with both of his running backs in the backfield. One of them flinched, and Hayden Belis will be called for a false start. He just got an early start. I really thought it was about the same time everybody else was ready to go, but if anything, at the time, I thought maybe the center snap came a little bit late, but turns out Belis was the only one moving. So 5 yards in the wrong direction to start for the Titans here. It's a nice night for football, obviously. Late October, you hope for good weather. I've done games in 23 years on this particular round where it's been below zero wind chill. Of course, that was back covering smaller schools when I was usually outdoors. I remember one in particular, but we love the luxury of the press box here at Hollister Field. Here's Mitch Grant faking the handoff. He's got running room, and he'll get the 5 yards back and more off of the penalty. Crosses the 45 and dives to about the 48-yard line. Mitch Grant with what will tie the longest play of the night. For the T-Area Titans, he picks up 13 yards. Titans are going to go quickly here now. 2nd down and 2. Here's Carter Brown. Good for a first down. Sutton Sonnenschein meets him at the line to gain, but Brown will dive ahead for 2 more into Pierre territory to the 47 to pick up 5.
Yeah, starting to go a little bit more up-tempo here too, T, and just, again, trying to catch us off guard, maybe just out of a little bit of an alignment here, but
another quick snap, fake the handoff. Now it's a pitch back here. Cade Korleski. Shufflebein, or rather Sutton Sonnenschein will give him the shoulder to get out of bounds at the 45. I think it's out of necessity, Coach. I mean, you're down by 3 scores here, the Titans are. And, ball control offense, you still have a whole lot of time, but the way they chew time, as they did in that first half of play, you can't afford 8-minute drives. Here's Grant with another keeper, near side, out of bounds. And there's a flag that'll be thrown on the edge. Grant dives into the Governor sideline here.
Yeah, it'll be a hold on tee.
I think one of the coaches next door fell off his chair.
Yeah, it was pretty blatant. Yeah.
But meanwhile, the flag will rest at the 44-yard line. Looked like maybe closer to the 40 is where Grant was pushed out of bounds. But here's another holding penalty, and where the Governors have been penalized 8 times. Now the Titans pick up their 7th penalty that'll be marked off. This one will take them back to their own side of the 50 to the 46-yard line.
And you made up a good point here, in terms of them kind of running a little bit more of a, faster pace. And it just seems like we've called so many games here, where, strictly running offenses where they're not willing to make any of those adjustments. And maybe, for a team like T, we're not necessarily, they're not going to, make any adjustments, throw the ball downfield. But at least they're trying to do something to get that ball down the field a little bit quicker and give themselves a chance.
All right, they're back out in the I formation here. 2nd down and about 18. Play action. Grant wants to throw. He's got a good-looking ball down the sideline through the hands of Griffin Wiebenga at about the 10-yard line. That one just about completed. Wiebenga was there, but maybe just missed it by inches. Beam in coverage. Well, that answers the question that we had in the first half. What kind of ball can this sophomore throw? He throws a pretty good-looking ball. And Coach Steve Steele mentioned it. He called it, they gun a little bit more than the Titans of the past few years. Of course, they don't have all of the horses and the Chase Van Tol types that, SDSU shout out there from a USD guy, by the way. They don't have those types of players to burst through a bunch of tackles anymore. But it's 3rd and 18 off of the incompletion. Now they'll have to throw again. They'll stay with a screen. This is Belis to the 50. Got some room up the seam, close to a first down, but Lincoln Schoenhardt will prevent the movement of the chains for now. Stop him at the Pier 40. They still need 3 more. Gain of 16 here. Well-run screen.
And you go back to, it's kind of really no different than what we're seeing tonight out of Pierre in terms of, we're seeing a pretty heavy dose of run, even though our quick little, passes and stuff that are going to some of our receivers, coming across the middle and so on. But, you set up that run, you get everybody buying into the box, and then all of a sudden that kind of opens up something maybe downfield a little bit for them.
4th and 3, double wing here. Who's going to get it? It is the left wing. This is Korleski, first down, 35-30. Then out of bounds, and a flag comes in at the end of the play. Has to be on the tackle as late as it comes. Porter Hunsley with the stop as Korleski will gain to the 30. Not sure if I saw a face mask or something of that nature, but we'll see what these officials deduce. And the end of things, 4 minutes into this third quarter, 8:04 to go. The Governors have already struck in the quarter. They've upped their lead to 21-0. And again, it's just more discussion. Well, they're going to say, they're going to mark the Titans back. And I heard Scott Nye next door talking about if they're going to be from the spot.
We have a 5-yard face mask against number 23 of the offense.
It's Korleski with the face mask.
Resulting in a first down and receive a first down by yardage gain.
Okay, first down is gained for Korleski. They give him the result of the play, and then they take 5 yards back after the play, but it's still 1st and 10 now to the 34-yard line. So that's an 11-yard gain for Cade Korleski. But mark it back 5, and again, it's at the 34-yard line. T area starting to pick up a few more chunks here. Here's Grant. He's got a big play coming. First down. He gets away from Hunsley, who had cut off the outside alley. But Mitch Grant now to the 20-yard line, and T area definitely has made some pretty good adjustments as they start their opening possession and still continue their opening possession of the second half.
And we go back to, beginning of the game, we're talking about just, playing your position and just understanding that you've got one role, and we just kind of everybody biting on that dive there and just forgetting about that possible option that the quarterback can keep.
That's 15 for the quarterback, and he'll float one out to the near side. Timing pattern. Wiebinga has it. Touchdown. Titans will get one here. Bit of a floater, but against Aiden Beam. Titans on the board for the first time, and what'll be a 19-yard touchdown. It's interesting. I saw Lincoln Schonard come over. He was talking to Aiden Beam, and Beam just gave him a two-hand shove saying, get off me, man. Aiden Beam not too happy that one was completed for 6. The kicker is Dashel Lowry. He'll come in, put one up, and through the uprights. So the Titans not about to go away anytime soon. 21-0 becomes 21-7 with 7:31 to go in our third quarter of play. Titans kick when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Pierre Governor postseason football.
Xander Auto Parts
brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
Now the Titans, perhaps out of necessity, go a little more up-tempo, and it works to perfection as they go 8 plays, 60 yards in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Mitch Grant will find Griffin Wiebinga from 19 yards out in single coverage. Wiebinga makes the catch. Dashel Lowry's PAT makes it 21-7. So a 7-7 start. Both teams strike on their opening possessions here in the second half. Earlier on, we were talking about if the Governors go up 21-0, the way the Titans run the football, the way they do this ball control offense, chew a lot of clock. You know, a 21-0 lead might be insurmountable after what the Titans just showed. I would take that back right now. Line drive kick bounces at the 15, up in the air for Carter Schuffelbein, up the near side, or the near hash mark, across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Got a Titan slow in getting up, but he's up and running off now. In on the stop was Brady Tapia. Schuffelbein dives to the 26-yard line, and the Governors will go to work from there again. 7:27 to play. The winner will move on to face either Brookings or Huron. That'll be next Friday night. Governors would actually love it if Brookings wins that game. They'd get a home game then. Otherwise, the second-seeded Huron Tigers would host the winner of this game next Friday night. So here comes Hunsley up the middle of the field. He'll bounce out. He's got a first down and a whole lot more. 40 to the 45 to 50. Wiebinga will wrestle him out of bounds. And a big gain here on the ground for the Governors. By far their biggest rushing effort of the night. 24 yards for Porter Hunsley. It'll be 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe.
And a great surge by the offensive line in that case. And nice job by Hunsley just bouncing that one outside, finding a lot of open area.
Middle of the field really opened up there for Porter, and then he had a lot of room to bounce it out to stay away from the second level. 3 receivers to the left, the ball on the far hash mark. Hunsley's in the backfield with Jaron Deal. He'll get another call on this one. Straight ahead, hit after about 2 or 3 yards. And ankle tackled, and that defender who is making the tackle here still hadn't let him go. Nice job by Carter Brown once again. Playing both ways here. Into T-area territory. 3 yards for Porter Hunsley that time. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Ethan DeGeest was in on the stop too. 6:45 counting down third quarter. Deal in the pistol again. Hunsley behind him. Governor still with trips to the left. Been running 2 tight end sets for much of the night, but not on this sequence here. Deal looked like he either bobbled the pass or hesitated a pump fake, perhaps, but he'll run, but he'll only get back to the line of scrimmage here. And, in fact, it'll be a loss of a yard to the 48-yard line. And Pierre will go without a huddle. One receiver far side, I believe, Lincoln Dilgis. 3 receivers to the near side. Nope, Dilgis is in the slot to the left. Stoser would be wide right. 3rd down and 8 for the Govs. Heading right to left into the breeze. Deal steps up out of the pocket, rolls out, throws to the line to gain, and there's a Governor there. And the catch, I thought, was made, but apparently it comes out of the handle of Cooper Terwilliger. He might have been the wide receiver out on the far side. Governors have 4th and 8. It is incomplete. The throw was there, but maybe the ball just comes right off that chest pad. And it's incomplete, and the Governors will punt for the first time tonight. So Deal, who took over quarterback duties from Caleb Lounsbury, has also taken over the punt duty. High snap, but a slow one that floats to Deal, who kicks it away with the left foot. Fair catch is called for and taken with 4 Governors breathing down the throat of the return man. And a nice job to bring it in by Lucas Randall. The Titans get essentially their first defensive stop of the night. And now they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. That's a 37-yard punt with hang time for Jaron Deal. Job well done.
I was just going to comment on, just anything this kid can do right now. I mean, the hang time to me was probably the most impressive. We had 4 guys down there basically surrounding the guy that was receiving the ball and just nowhere to go.
So 1st and 10 from the 15. Far hash mark for the Titans in white. Rolling out is Mitch Grant. Nice up and out. And the pass caught by Wiebenga at the 30-yard line. Taken down out of bounds by Logan Whitty across the 35. Good gain. Good route run there really by Wiebenga here on the near side. And that'll get him to the 37 for a gain of 22. The Titans look like a different ball club here as they've begun action here in the second half.
Yeah, just starting to open up the playbook a little bit. And, I mean, that was kind of a timely route in terms of just, it took time for it to open up, but just got his nice little rollout, had a little bit of time, and just, nice little play for him.
Any bit of relaxation the Governors had with a 21-0 lead certainly is going to have to be improved upon here. Now it's Carter Brown from the right wing. Comes back up the near hash mark across the 40. Takes a hit at the 42. That'll be a pickup of 5. Looked like the wealth was going to be spread for the Titans throughout that first half. Well, they've got a lot of guys who can run the football, but here they go quickly again. Brown finally lets go of the handoff, and got several Governors in to stop the ball carrier here at the 44-yard line. Sutton Sonnenschein, Will Eilers, Devin Binger, they've all been in there. Lathan Rounds is playing, by the way. He's been injured, but Devin Binger's continued to start on the nose. 2 on that one. It's 3rd and 3 for the Titans. Quick handoff as it is Brown coming right to left again. He is about right at the line to gain. Approaching the 50-yard line. It depends on the spot, and they say move him to the 47. That's a pickup of 3. And all of a sudden, these Titans have gone from lullaby pace to I can't keep up with them. I formation, the deep man is Korleski. He'll cross the 50-yard line into Pierre territory, brought down at the 49 for a pickup of 4. So Cade Korleski, Carter Brown, quarterback Mitch Grant doing damage on the ground. 2nd down and 6. Titans, the only thing that slows them up is the time it takes Grant to go to the sideline to pick up another play here. Clock is running. Titans scored on their last possession to make it 21-7. They stopped the Governors defensively, forced a punt, and they started this drive on the 15. Here they are at the Governor 48. Now rolling right is Grant. Has a man? No, he doesn't. Pass is broken up by Aiden Beam. And a well-timed play here by Beam. This time he got caught behind the intended receiver, Korleski. Usually all this throughout the season defensively, he's found a way to gain position, but incomplete pass will make it 3rd and 6 for the Titans. This is starting to get a lot of fun here.
It's kind of games I like to call. Just a lot of action.
Ball at the 48-yard line of the Pierre Governors. T at 3rd and 6. Grant keeps it. 50, 45 with more room to run, but a flag has been thrown on the near side. Grant taken down out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. I'm starting to see a lot of these, and I'm assuming this is a holding penalty, but it is, you've mentioned it before, one of the hardest things to do is throw a block on the outside.
Yeah.
Try to seal the edge. You're asking your receivers to maintain their blocks, and once they start losing that containment, they may grab a little bit. So it looks like it's a block in the back. Spot of the foul will be the Pierre 42-yard line, which will be a gain of 6. We'll back it up 10, and that'll put it back into the T area 48-yard line.
You know, the biggest change we're seeing out of our defense right now compared to first half is, again, we're kind of losing focus on, our jobs. We had a guy there that basically, I think, had one job and just taking out the quarterback. And as soon as he kind of read that handoff, he actually dove with the running back, and quarterback made a really good play in tuck and was able to get around. But we take the quarterback out in that situation and let the other guys fill in with the running back.
Could have been about a 12, 13-yard gain, but with the penalty, it's back, and now Grant will keep again. He's back into Pierre territory to the 45-yard line, about 7 yards back this time. But the down marker goes to 4. And so it'll be 4th and about 2.5 this time for the T area Titans, with a play coming right out in front of us if you're watching. DRGnews.com and the DRG News smartphone app, River 92.7 page, live ticket with the video. You're in a good spot to see this one. 2:50 to go, third quarter. 21-7 Governors, 4th and 2 Titans. They'll hand it off, and the surge and the dive is enough to give the Titans a first down. Deep man here, Carter Brown. Brown seems to he runs with a good low center of gravity. And honestly, if I were to see a replay of that, I saw his knee come down seemingly before he got that last dive. It might have had the first down anyway, but if that ball were to be, potentially spotted further back, it would depend on the spot. They're actually going to bring the chains out. I think he's got it here. The entire ball, or the tail end of the football, is on about the 43-yard line. This is something we haven't seen much at all this year. I think this is our first measurement that we've had in now our 10th ball game of the year. It will be a first down by half the length of the football. So the Titans will continue the drive at the 43-yard line. Carter Brown for 2. And a drive that started back at the 15-yard line 8 plays ago is about to run its 9th. And when this drive started, there was 5:39 left in the third quarter. Well, about 3 full minutes since as they start the clock up. Seemed to me like they were running a little more time than they actually have to this point. 2 receivers left, 1 right, ball on the near hash mark. Backs in the eye. It's Brown ahead of Korleski, who it's play action. Down the middle, looking for Brown. Pass is tipped, and it's Sutton Sonnenschein who comes down with it. Sonny tipped it to himself, essentially. This turned into a jump ball, and Sutton Sonnenschein had, his position was further downfield. Brown, I think, just maybe had a little bit of a late turn. It was Sonnenschein who timed the jump correctly. And Sutton comes down with it. What a surge he has had defensively. This is his 4th interception in the last 3 ball games, and now Pierre has it at their own 15-yard line. 2:18 to play here in the third. So Jaron Deal and company back on offense. Governors had to punt on their last possession. Looked like the Titans were ready to continue their momentum, but it's taken away by Sonnenschein. Deal looks left, rolls right, heaves it downfield, shuffle by, 50 has got it, 40. We got a foot race. 30, 10, 5. Touchdown, Shufflebine. How many times do you see it? A takeaway by the Governors, and on 1st and 10 from a long ways away, they go up top, and it works to perfection. Deal to Shufflebine, 85 yards. The Governors lead 27-14.
Man, I thought he actually missed his first read. We had basically a screen, kind of a screen route over here that was wide open, and I don't know if that was designed or not, but what a great over-the-shoulder catch. Man, that was just
really
impressive.
Don't think that was the case.
Yeah,
that was nothing more than a decoy.
Man.
It's a variation of play action is what that was. Shufflebine for 85. Carter Templeton, line drive kick, but it's a +1. We got a different ball game again. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go, third quarter. 28-7, Governors lead the T-Area Titans. Pierre kicks in 30 seconds when we come back. After this step away, you're listening to Governor Football.
What matters most with the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC.
Best of luck
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
2 plays where the Governors are right on the money. First off, Sutton Sonnenschein right on the money with an interception of Mitch Grant at the 15-yard line, and on the first play of the ensuing drive, the glorified play action, but give the credit to the offensive line. Jaron Deal heaves it down the middle of the field. Carter Shufflebine had a step on Griffin Wiebenga. He catches it at the 50, and he outruns the field the rest of the way. Shufflebine's speed underrated. Good enough for an 85-yard touchdown. It's 28-7, right on the money. Highlight plays turned in by the Governors, brought to you by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. The Govs will kick as Templeton. Line drives it to the 20. It's taken by an up man. This is Rhodes, the freshman. Took a hit down low, and a good job here. I believe that's Eli Nichols in on the stop, number 36. And not much running room for the return man, Darren Rhodes. So the Titans will have it 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. It just seems like it's a complete momentum change here, JW. I thought T-Area really had something cooking after stopping the Govs with that punt. And then it just seemed like they were back in their own rhythm. And
just watching body language. I mean, from, how we're kind of down a little bit and all of a sudden perked back up, and it's just exact opposite for T.
Go back to the ground they go. Cade Korleski with a pitch out, trying to go far side. He's got a long way to go, but never can turn the corner because Porter Hunsley is there step for step. Hunsley will bring him down for a loss of a yard back to the 30-yard line. That's another thing maybe a little underestimated by Governor opponents. Their team defensive speed is still very good. I thought Spearfish had excellent team speed defensively a couple of weeks ago, but the Governors aren't so bad themselves. Minute 25 to go in the third. Still plenty of time. Titans will throw one out to the near side. They've got it. Completed. Across the 30 to about the 35. This is number 9, Cameron Hillstead, the sophomore, coming down with his first catch of the night.
We had a pretty good angle on that ball right there. That was some pretty impressive throw by that quarterback. I mean, that had to be, again, basically on the run. Showing hard, had a pretty decent coverage, just about one step behind.
Grant again to the air, other side, quick hitter, but this one missed as it's incomplete. Now, I saw Hunsley defending that. I didn't see the Governor who was down low. That's Lincoln Schonard, who probably interrupted that play a little bit more. Pass intended for Lucas Randall.
And had a chance in an INT there. I think that's kind of where everybody was sighing about a little bit. There's a little bit of a loose ball and just off his fingertips.
So 4th and 2 now, all of a sudden, for the Titans. 52 seconds with the clock stopped. Governor fans all of a sudden are definitely more alive down below us as well. Grant from the near hash mark, out of the gun. Low snap, picks it up off the ground, and he'll run with it. He's got a first down. Great effort here for Mitch Grant. He slips a couple tackles along the way, crosses the 45, brought down at the 46 by Aiden Beam for a gain of 12. I don't know if that was their original intention, but Mitch Grant does a good job in improvisation.
Yeah, good job concentration, just not getting too flustered and, picking that ball up, making some positive gains out of it.
12-yard gain. I've got Grant with 81 overall on the ground. Now he's rolling out to the left. Biding time, and this pass will be knocked down. You can't throw over 6'6" Cooper Terwilliger when you want to just dump it over that first line of defense. Terwilliger gets up and knocks it away. Well, basketball season's a few weeks away, but that was a pretty good shot block there for Cooper T. It's 28 seconds left now. Third quarter. 28-7 Governors. 2nd and 10 as they try to approach midfield again. They're at the 46-yard line. Grant coming from the sideline, getting the play from Coach Scott Fry. Coach Fry, I believe, in his third year as the head coach. They had a coaching swap in between the 2 years that Pierre and T area played in the Dome against each other. Now, a lot of people moving. All 3 receivers on the near side were ready to go, but the ball was never snapped. And we've got a false start on T area. Penalty number 10 for the Titans. Well, there's holding on every play. We've had a lot of plays get called holding, but some of them are a little more obvious and false starts. This time, case in point. Back it up 5 yards, 2nd down and 15 for T area. 3 receivers to the right. Grant looking that way as he backs off from the snap. He tucks, runs up out of the pocket, slips a couple of tackles. Ball's out, and the Governors will have it. Somebody reached out and just knocked it away from Mitch Grant, and the Governors have it at the T area 46-yard line.
Is that Coop? Oh, man, what a play by him. Holy smokes.
Did he recover?
He recovered it too, but if you watched him early, he was the one creating pressure downfield, getting double-teamed, and just for him to stay with that play, coming back, again, 5-7 yards from where he was before, again, that kid's an athlete.
5 yards on the play, but the fumble is the first takeaway for either team in this contest. Now the Governors have it in T area territory with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. First time either team has started in enemy territory. With a possession, Governors may look to go for the downs again. Deal. Well, we got a flag down, and now Jaron Deal is going to be sacked as he gets back to the 50-yard line. This is a would-be loss of 3, but once again, umpire throws the penalty flag.
Yeah, we'll see a hold-on offense here. I think number 55 might have had a little grabbing.
Chase DeBoer got to the quarterback. They're going to take the result of the play in a 3-yard loss. In fact, we'll give him a 4-yard loss. That is a quarterback sack of Jaron Deal. 2nd down and 14. Here we'll let the clock run out here as it starts up again on the third quarter. 3-2-1. Third quarter in the books. We had some action, but a 14-7 advantage. Pierre in the quarter. They lead on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard 28-7. And we'll have it 2nd and 13 from midfield when we come back after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football. By the way, Gales Gas Service scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We're back in a minute. To the 4th we go, the quarterfinal round of the 11AA postseason. You're listening to Governor Postseason Football, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
stay in a beautiful
Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal
Sports and the students and families that make our community so special. At Graham Tire, we focus on customer service, nationwide warranties, and everyday low prices on tires and auto services. We only offer the best brands, including Goodyear, Dunlop, Cooper, and Titan. Visit us today to discuss new tires or other auto services. Graham Tire and Automotive, 421 West Sioux in Pierre. Call us at 224-8643. Schedule service online at grahamtire.com.
Back at Hollister, we go to the fourth quarter as Jaron Deal fakes the pitch to Shufflebine. He runs straight up the gut. And he's inside the T area 40-yard line down near the 35. It looks like they'll spot him near a first down on what was second down and about 13 or 14. And we've got an injured Titan at the point where this play ended as the Governors were ready to go again. This might be just a cramp, and we'll hope that's all it is for the Titans. But a nice run here for Jaron Deal to start our fourth quarter of play. An injury timeout on the field. Timeouts of any kind sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. JW, there's the running ability for Jaron Deal. I'm a little surprised sometimes when Deal just has been running himself rather than scrambling. Governors find, obviously running room is a lot more difficult for him to find because the field hasn't been spread out. But still, sometimes it seems like Jaron tonight has been bottled up pretty well when he's run the football.
Yeah, I mean, again, credit to T's defensive line and, just being able to get some pressure on him. But, I'm just thinking the same thing. You were just totally impressed with how quick he can just cover ground. And it seems like it's only 2 or 3 strides, and he's already basically past the line of scrimmage. And then from there, we'll just see what he can pick up after that. But, again, just going back to just the stealthiness and just, the perception he has of the field, just not passing wise, but running wise. And we've seen he's a pretty good puncher tonight too.
Well, he's still a half yard shy of a first down. We've got 3rd and inches here for the Governors as they make their way to the T area 37-yard line. Porter Hunsley, the deep man, as Deal is lined up in the pistol. 3 receivers to the right, split wide for what it's worth. Deal takes the snap. He'll give to Hunsley straight ahead. Nothing there. He bounces out. Outside 30 to the 25. 20 still on his feet. 10. And then out of bounds, tiptoeing. He never did come down. Porter Hunsley with the ballet move all the way down to the 8-yard line to pick up 29 yards on 3rd and inches.
And there was nothing there. That was impressive.
No, that was Tecmo Bowl right there. If you run it up the middle, just bounce it to the bottom of your screen, and that was basically what Hunsley did. 29 yards for Porter. Now the Governors have it 1st and goal, and they have a chance to really start to put this thing on ice if they put it in one more time. It's Hunsley again, left side, slips through. He's in for a touchdown, but hold the phone. We've got yet another piece of laundry on the field. There's nothing like being up here next to the coaches. Holding penalty coming, most likely. And there's the call.
52 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot.
Spencer Olivier guilty on this one as they'll back the Govs up to the 16-yard line. Two yards upfield before that call was made, but Porter Hunsley gets a couple yards, but that'll be penalty number 10 for the Governors, matching the T area total. So 1st and goal, back to the 16-yard line here for the Govs. 3 receivers to the right. They'll stay on the ground with Hunsley. Through the left half of the O-line once again to the 10, and he's still on his feet. And now he's got to the 5. Even Chase DeBoer can't get him down that easily, but finally the whistle blows as Hunsley hits the deck at the 3, maybe the 2. Looks like more like the 3, so a 13-yard comebacker here for Porter Hunsley.
What do you think? One more to him here?
Well, the way he's run the last 2, I mean, you just can't get him down. Credit the offensive line, left side in particular, that has led the way, even though there was a holding penalty on one of them. That's the side Terwilliger is on as well. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Governors are biding their time, and they're waiting for the countdown from the back judge here. Deal will hand off. Hunsley again. Starts right side this time. Eases his way back to the left. He's a yard shy. He'll be stuck at the 1 amongst a pile of people, black and white shirts alike. Hunsley's 8th carry of the night. And, he's approaching 80 yards. I've got him at 79. 2 carries of 24 and 29 yards total. The 29-yarder got him down here to a goal-and-goal situation just a few plays ago. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 1. Hunsley still in the backfield. Deal has the snap. Actually, Hunsley leading the way. Deal makes his cut. He's in for 6 on the far side. Touchdown, Governors. It's 34-7 as Jaron Deal is in from a yard out. Perhaps now the Governor offensive line getting, even though despite a penalty here and there, but maybe they're the team getting stronger as this game continues to go along.
Yeah, and obviously the momentum changed with that interception, then backed up with that touchdown that we scored, and you just see things slipping for the tee, and obviously for us right now, it just, like I said, biding our time and, just running that clock down as quickly as we possibly can.
PAT for Carter Templeton is good. He's 5 for 5. It's 35-7 Governors with 9:17 to play in the 4th quarter. Let's pause for 30 seconds. Pierre kicks when we come back. This is Governor postseason football.
At First Vacation Home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
Another Governor touchdown, their 5th on the night, and they've had 7 possessions. They've punted once, and their 3rd possession of the night ended with halftime. Other than that, all things full steam ahead for the Governors. 6 plays, 46 yards, taking 3 minutes off the clock. Jaron Deal mopping things up with a 1-yard run after Porter Hunsley did much of the dirty work in that drive that goes 46 yards. Hunsley maybe the 29-yarder to set things up. That would be what you'd call the right-on-the-money highlight play of that drive, a play where he refused to go down. In fact, he had 2 of those highlight plays, Porter Hunsley, right on the money, which are brought to you by Rounds Financial Services and Pierre, where your money works for you. A Templeton kick, that'll be muffed by the return man. Lucas Randall picks it up at the 11. We've got a flag on the near side, and Randall doesn't make it back to the 20. In fact, he'll be stopped at the 16-yard line. And again, most likely, special teams, you get holding penalties many times on the edge, and I'm guessing that's the case here. And that could back the Titans up half the distance, even deeper into the shadow of their own goalpost here. Holding the call. So from the 16, they'll mark them back, force them to start at the 8-yard line. And this will be the worst field position to start for either team tonight. 9:12 to play. You checking scores? What do you got on the Huron-Brookings game there?
Huron was up 7-0 last that I had looked. Yep. Going in 6 minutes left in the 3rd.
So a defensive battle there. Brookings won in Brookings when those two teams played a week ago tonight. That took Huron out of the overall top spot, in fact. Figure that's a rivalry where the home team has the advantage this year, and so far that is Huron tonight. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Mitch Grant from the 8-yard line rolling out, looking to throw long, and this pass is broken up by Sonnenschein. There's a flag thrown. Now Sonnenschein seemed to have position here, so it'll be interesting if this is offensive pass interference, as I believe that's Wiebenga out there, the intended receiver, trying to prevent that from happening. So the officials say interference on the defense. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is, well, Scott and I had two things that he didn't like about this. I'm not going to repeat one of them, but he did say that his guy had inside position, and I think that's what we saw too from Sutton Sonnenschein, but pass interference will help the Titan cause. In fact, a 15-yarder to get him out of the red zone. So that'll be 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. The only thing I could think of there is perhaps Sonnenschein gained inside position by moving, grabbing and manipulating the receiver to gain that position. I'm saying that without the benefit of a replay. But
yeah, as a defensive guy, I think he did everything right. And, obviously probably a little bias here too.
1st and 10. Binger giving chase. Another guy giving chase also for the Governors. In fact, it is Schmitz who puts the hit on the quarterback. The pass is thrown up the hash mark far side, and it's incomplete. And Mitch Grant gets up limping a little bit. This is a guy who has been injured. Injuries have really hurt the Titans' season. In fact, I think the 3 games that they have lost in a row coming into this one, they played without, at least most of it, without Mitch Grant. Granted, they had a pretty tough schedule, but a loss at home to Watertown in this parity-marked season. One of the rare times that a home team lost in parity throughout the year.
Yeah, and he's taking some good hits tonight, too. He kind of likes to run upright a little bit, and when you've got wrestlers that are tackling him, they're not afraid of those double-leg takedowns.
Quick fire, nice tight spiral. Pass is caught out on the near side by Caden Bonenberger, his second grab of the night. This is a positive gain for the Titans up to the 30-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. As Mitch Grant has not completed too many passes in a while here. But he'll need to complete some more here as the Titans try to stay in this one as much as possible. Of course, they're trailed by 28 with time continuing to tick. 8:15 counting down here in the 4th quarter. 35-7 Governors over the middle, and it looked like Weebinga might have stopped as Will Eilers was in his way. The incompletion will make it 4th down and 4. So that pass interference did help their cause on the Governors, but right now it's just the defensive presence that is causing some hesitation on the part of the Titans. Play will come in from the side. Titans will have to go for it, but obviously a precarious situation if they don't get it here, and the Governors would take over around their 30-yard line. The T area 30-yard line, that is. 3 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Ball on the near hash mark as the Titans travel right to left. Pass is thrown and caught. The Governors sag a bit. Hudson Stoser will make the stop, but Weebinga has it for a 1st down. Fairly short gain, 6 yards, 7 yards, but that is enough as they cross the 35, get the 36. It is a 6-yard pickup. Well, not a bad idea for the Governors to try to prevent the big play here, but I was a little surprised that Stoser had to come from as far as he did to make the tackle. So 1st and 10 at the 36. 7:39 on the clock. Play action, looking over the middle, and this one too tall, even for Sutton Sonnenschein, who is in center field. Stoser made his way back there, had a chance, but couldn't get to it. Pass intended for Cameron Hillstead. Now you see this quarterback throwing into the wind, and pretty strong arm. Keep in mind, both of the quarterbacks in this game are sophomores. And again, T area is going to always be a running team, we imagine, but when they need to throw, they've got a pretty decent one in Mitch Grant.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing for him in that case, we're playing basically 4 deep. You talk about the preventive defense we're in right now, and basically they just ran 4 guys down the field. And so, if they had ran somebody maybe in a crossing route, maybe give them a little better opportunity to, get a completion there.
Short dump off on the right side, but pass thrown low and short, intended for Hayden Belis. And Belis showing some frustration as he couldn't reach that one. Yeah, it's a running offense, but that is their 24th pass attempt of the night. And again, it's getting tougher here in the second half. Titans, first drive of this second half, they all of a sudden went with a little more hurry up, and they got a real nice rhythm. And then they stopped the Governors on a punt, and then kept that style of play going. Got down to the 15-yard line, but a Sutton Sonnenschein interception back in that third quarter has really turned the tide. Terwilliger giving chase, can't get him for a sack as Grant unloads, and he hits Lucas Randall here on the near side. Clean tackle for Aiden Beam, but it's up to the 50-yard line. Randall, a 175-pound sophomore. First catch of the night. This is a good play, 14 yards for the Titans.
Man, that kid I love watching right now is Aiden Beam, and we've been obviously, I would say kind of blessed tonight to see him on the offensive side. But I tell you what, you watch his transition this year from the first game to now, and coverage is obviously getting better, but I'm just more impressed with his tackling ability. I mean, it is basically squared up, right? Basically head right in the chest. I mean, not to bring up the wrestling kind of mentality, but he looks like a wrestler out there right now, and just loving what I see out of him.
Under 7 minutes to go. We've got to play a flag pre-snap here at the 50-yard line. T-area with a false start. I think one of the receivers here on the near side may have gotten going a little too soon. Penalties, unfortunately, for both teams have really kind of tainted this game, but among other things, put a damper on it. I mean, it's really slowed up the pace of the game, and especially in a second half that's been very entertaining. Whether you're it's gotten less entertaining if you're a T-area fan, but the Titans were really were entertaining for at least a while. They're trying to put something more positive here. They are likely closing out their season now with 6.5 minutes to go. Grant rolls out, has his man Wiebenga ahead of Lincoln Schoenhardt, who will get him down out of bounds into Pierre territory. It was 1st and 15. They'll pick up about 11 to the Governor 44-yard line. And another pretty good sustained drive by the Titans, but right now, unfortunately, time starting to run short. 6th catch on the night for Wiebenga. Imagine he's the top receiver. He's been around a while. Another fire here and to the slot left, and a quick hitter this time goes through the hands of Randall. May have had to reach back behind him a little bit. And it's incomplete to stop the clock. That was the 9th play of the drive, and it's still 3rd down and 4 here at the Governor 44. Here, Governor Football, your official voice of the Governors. River 92.7, drgnews.com, KGFX FM, a member of DRG Media Group. And again, the River 92.7 page of drgnews.com. We've got the DRG News smartphone app as well, driven by the Office of Highway Safety. When you're distracted, who's driving, they ask. 3rd and 4, pump fake as Grant steps up. He's got running room. We've got another flag. He'll fire to Wiebenga. He has to reach behind. That's through his hands. And again, flag thrown this time by the referee in the backfield. Be interesting if the Governors decline this one to force 4th and 4. I think if you're Pierre, you got to back them up and make them make 2 plays instead of just 1, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a lot of situations, maybe earlier in the game, you force 4th down, make them make a decision, but obviously it was 4th down territory, and 4th and 4 probably easier than 3rd and 14. So back to the T46. 4th quarter starting to drag a bit here. 2 hours and 20 minutes into this game. Got a score on KGFX quickly. Faulkton area leads Sully Buttes 26-6. That game at halftime. Roll out here, 3rd and 14. Grant nowhere to go. He'll back off and he'll throw it out of bounds and live to fight another play. There again is Cooper Terwilliger. Some presence out on the edge also from number 46 for the Governors, Cactus Corco. We'll check out Terwilliger. Teams don't prepare for Terwilliger playing defense all season long, and now through the postseason, they're going to have to do that. Cooper's had a big game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and that brings up a great point. I mean, just as far as, our transition last couple of years of, Bucci, playing primarily defense and all of a sudden getting that offensive side. And
4th and 14. Let's see this play real quick here as the quarterback steps up. He'll throw long. He's got Randall, but the Governors close. And who else but Sutton Sonnenschein coming in to make an apparent interception. Yep, it's Pierre football at the 11-yard line. Sonny does it again. 5 picks in 3 games. He closed on this one as Randall was there waiting for it. Well, there's a flag back here at the line of scrimmage. Go ahead and if you remember your point there,
J-Dub. We've seen Hunsley transition from defense to offense, and you talk about Coop and kind of being able to play both positions, and it's nice to have those guys, nice to have those dudes that you can play one way, but yet they've got that football mindset of where you can put them basically anywhere on the field, and they're going to be successful.
The penalty has been called, an illegal forward pass. So this is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. Sonnenschein did make an interception, but the Governors, do you call this an interception or is it incomplete pass? Because the Governors are going to take it with the 5-yard penalty.
In everybody's mind, it's an interception, right? But probably in terms of the official scorebook.
Well, a little bit of foreshadowing. It improves Sutton Sonnenschein's campaign as a possible player of the game in this one as well. So back to the T area, 41-yard line. Pierre will take over. And the Governors leading 35-7, and we'll have new people in here. Brecken Furman, the freshman quarterback, is going to run the show as the Governors lead by 28 with 5:54 to play. Youngsters will get an opportunity for some postseason action. Furman will hand off to Kea Ducheneau. Kea will start into the middle of the field, and he'll dive forward ahead of the 40 to the 39 or so. Furman, who got some playing time last week, as did several second and third stringers. 2 for Ducheneau to the 39-yard line. Kea, the senior, who's he's done a lot of great things, really, in spot time over the course of the season, specifically the first 3 games of the year. Second in a long 8 for the Governors. Furman did throw 1 pass last week. Don't know if he'll need to this time around. They'll pitch to Ducheneau. He'll get another yard to the 38 as they pitched it near side. So next Friday night, not Thursday, we'll be back on Friday night under the lights if Brookings happens to defeat Huron tonight. Huron was leading 7-0 near halftime. If Brookings would win that game, they would come here to play the Governors. If Huron wins that game, we will be going to Huron as the 3rd-seeded Governors would play at number 2, Huron. Governors will spread the field a bit here. 3rd and 7. Second string in. Brecken Furman pitches to Ducheneau. He stops. He cuts. He makes his move. His surge to the 30-yard line. First down. Pierre Governors. Kid Ducheneau challenging still the first string out there for the T-Area Titans. He'll make his way for 10 yards to the 28. Kale he just waits for his opportunity and he takes advantage in this case. And job well done. The Governors have it. Looks like the down marker's at the 29 more so, but nope, it is the 28. where the football is. And the Governors, all they really want to do is just continue to burn some clock here. They're under 4 minutes to go, leading by 28. Back to Duchesneau again. And a surge of defense in this case. 3 or 4 Titans will bring him down. 76, Cody Peterson, one of the biggest on the D-line. Gets to him. Duchesneau for 2. Okay, with 15 yards on 4 carries here and mop-up duty now. And each time the Governors come up to run a play, they'll let as much time go off the clock as possible. Under 10 seconds on a would-be play clock here. Watching the back judge. Now 5 and 4. And Brecken Furman takes the snap. Duchesneau with a handoff again. And the senior continues to keep his legs churning and burning inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. 11 more for Kea Duchesneau. Well, I think this is just Duchesneau's drive, and the only thing that would satisfy the drive is to let this senior get a postseason touchdown. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, give credit to that line, too, for opening these gaps. I mean, the T's got to know what's coming about every single play right now and just still creating those openings for him.
So, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Now 2.5 minutes to go. Here comes Kea again, and the Titans will get to him here, but a gain of 2 more. There's DeBoer in on the stop. Ryan Munson said no gain, but that's a pickup of 2 as the Governors are at the 13-yard line. Pierre, the 3rd seed. T area was the 6th. There were, interestingly enough, 3 teams, 4, 5, and 6, that were all tied. Sturgis, Watertown, and T area, and the tiebreaker among all 3 of them, they all played one common opponent. That was the Yankton Bucks, and the only team of those 3 to beat Yankton was Sturgis, and that's how they gained the 4 seed tonight. Duchesneau again. Furman sold the bootleg pretty well there. He continued to run out on the edge, but Duchesneau continues inside the 10 all the way, let's call it the 7 here. That's 6 more for Kea Duchesneau. We're at 1:19 to go. 3rd and 2. Duchesneau still in the backfield. As the pistol, plenty of younger players out there. Gage Stenson is the center right now. He started last week in place of Bryson Wallman, who needed a break. Duchesneau looking for a seam again. Can't find it this time. He bounces out to the left. And all things considered, still does a heck of a job because I think he's close to a first down. Nope, they'll spot him at the 5. He needs another yard there. 2 more for Kea Duchesneau, and time enough for 1 more play here for the Governors. 4th and inches at the 5-yard line. I don't think the Governors, if they don't punch it in for a touchdown here, they won't run another play. In fact, they're down to 15 seconds now. And this one is going to be for Furman. He'll follow the blockers, and he crossed the goal line, loses the football, but I think he's in for 6 anyway. Recovered the fumble also on top of it, and the freshman Brecken Furman will run it in from 5 yards out with 6 seconds to play as the Governors will move on to the semifinals once again next week. Job well done here by the Govs. They'll line up for 1 more PAT. 9-play scoring drive for the Govs. And a chance for a PAT for Nils Lipka, a senior kicker. Carter Templeton was 5 for 5. And this kick is a line drive that'll be blocked. Lipka did not get that one elevated, so Pierre will settle 4-6. 6 seconds left. It's 41-7. The Governors will finish it off with a kickoff when we come back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
At Dakota.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Well, the last-ditch effort by the Titans turned into a turnover, an interception, or the Governors got the ball after an illegal forward pass from quarterback Mitch Grant. They took over at the 41-yard line of the Titans. 9 plays later, 8 runs by Kea Ducheneau, but the last one goes to the freshman quarterback, Brecken Furman. He runs it in from 5 yards out as Ducheneau leads the way. But the kick was blocked, and it's 41-7. That's how pretty much this one will end. And once again, the Governors in their quest for a 9th straight trip to the Dakota Dome will be 1 down and 2 to go. Well, 2 to go to a potential title. 1 down, 1 to go for a trip to Vermilion. Once again, Carter Templeton to kick off. Full post game coming up. He'll squib it. This one is covered up, and the Titans will get a chance to run one more play. And a nice job in covering that one by Dawson Bunkowski. So we'll see what T-Area does, just to see if they can get something more positive to happen before this one is completely said and done. John Calda, job number 1 is in the books, and somebody said it's 1-0 every week. That's the objective, and well, the Govs are 1-0 now.
I'm pretty impressed with the T team coming in tonight. We haven't seen them for a couple of years, but again, you take a look at their defensive line, and they hit. They know how to tackle. They know how to hit. They're probably one of the better, I would say, defenses, if not defensive lines, that we have seen and we're probably going to see going forward. So just hats off to them. I thought they put together a pretty good game.
Zachary Webb, a senior backup running back, runs for 8 yards on the final play of the game. The Governors stop him, and the Governors have won this one. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Pierre 41 and the T-Area Titans 7. Tough end of the season as the Titans will close on a 4-game skid. They'll finish 5-5. The Governors win their 4th straight. They are now 7-3, and they'll get either Huron or Brookings a week from tomorrow night in the semifinals. Your score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. 41-7. Govs win, as we'll pause for 3 minutes and come back to talk about it. Your postgame coming up. Postgame's brought to you by Family Dental. You'll find them with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg, talking about a lot of things, including the full recap, of course, a conversation with the victorious head coach, Steve Steele. We've got your Hermanson Endodontics big plays of the game, your Cowboy Country Stores player of the game when we come back as well. All in our Family Dental postgame. 3 minutes. This is Governor Football, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Behavioral health. We offer comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response. so that the people may live.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a recarpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierre, South Dakota.
Futures aren't made by accident. They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Dreaming of a
back to the
Oahe
Stadium in Hollister Field. The job is done for now for the Pierre Governors. They are 1-0 in the postseason as they defeat the T-Area Titans 41-7 tonight. Brian Oakland along with John Calda. Calda has left the premises as he's given way to Coach Steve Steele, who's come up to talk to us already, but we'll just make sure the coach is ready. Governors score on 6 out of 9 possessions tonight, and they do the job to punch their ticket to the semifinals. Whether it'll be Huron or Brookings, that is still yet to be determined. Governors rolling up 488 yards of total offense, including 300-plus through the air, compared to 276 unofficially for the Titans. And an interesting ball game in this one. We'll give you the recap a little bit, but once again, welcome to our Family Dental postgame, brought to you by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. Coach is pulling up that Huron Brookings game, but hey, Coach, right here. No, just kidding. Hey, great ball game here, Coach, and kind of interesting, as we say. I mean, T-Area starts out, and man, when we talked about ball control offense and time of possession early on, and I had the same similar conversations, their keys with Coach Fry are hang on to that ball, and certainly when you're playing a team with the firepower of the Pierre Governors, you want them to have the ball as little as possible. And man, they're eating 8.5 minutes up on that opening drive, and finally you score. But when you score, there's 21 seconds left in the quarter, and you better keep that up. Otherwise, they might figure some things out, and it seemed like a real tough ball game. But once you get that little bit of a cushion, that's kind of all you needed tonight. And man, plays being made in the end all over the field tonight.
Yeah, again, I feel a pretty complete game effort from the team. I thought special teams was really good too. I think all 3 elements were clicking again. And I just can't say enough about the guys making the plays on both sides of the ball. I mean, that was a tough, grinding drive. Finding a way to end it with no points was huge. Yeah. And then, we knew we had probably 5 shot plays in that, we figured we were going to get good opportunities on, and I think we scored on 3, maybe even 4 of them. So I mean, and that's execution all the way around. You know, the line had their work cut out for them there tonight. A couple of really good defensive ends.
Yeah.
That forced a lot of penalties, a lot of scrambling, and but when we had those plays, those shot calls made, we had a great time on those.
Yeah.
And that was what we needed. You see the one at the end of the first quarter. That was one. We had Beam had a heck of a catch in the end zone over there. So I mean, again, the guys, they stepped up on the plays that we really needed, and like I said, I would say that was a game that didn't feel like a 41-7 win the whole way through.
Yeah. You talk about Aiden Beam, and we've seen him catch the football, especially on the defensive side, 4 or 5 interceptions, and every time he's got good position when he's making these picks, and he kind of was able to do the same thing on the offensive side, and that's a good example of, you got him playing a little bit more offense. You've got Porter Hunsley coming to add to the offensive side. Of course, you got Cooper playing defensive end, and he was a big force in this game on the defensive side tonight, too. Just great examples of more football knowledge that your kids have.
Yeah, and it really builds the depth. I said obviously we get to the playoffs, it's a winner or you're done. So we're going to put our best 11 out there, and obviously Cooper's probably one of the best 11. So I mean, it's a lot of putting some different pieces on the board that maybe we haven't played as much or in those different spots. But now those guys that were playing the whole season have more experience. So now there's a lot more rotating going on at some of those spots. And I think that just really builds our depth. Because I think you saw the depth overtake as the game went on.
Absolutely, and I think you did kind of wear them down a little bit, even though, through the first half of this game, I didn't know that was a team that could be worn down, especially when they've got such an advantage in TOP. But you did mention penalties, too, and I mean, to me, it was almost a damper on the field, and whether, the football cliche is you can find holding on every play. Well, it seemed like we were for a while, both sides, but how do you, I guess, how do you keep your composure with all of those penalties and still try to keep the pace of the game the way you want it?
Yeah, it's a challenge, and again, I think that kind of forced us into some different situations, than we were hoping to when you're looking at play progression and, we want to get to this so we can get to this, and I think that was, I'm very happy the way the second half went, because the end of the first half was a debacle. I mean, that was hard, and I think that was a lot of conversations in the locker room of how we misplayed that. But again, you can't have back-to-back holding penalties, because, initially our thought is, hey, at worst we're getting a field goal, it's a 3-possession game, and we can't have back-to-back holding penalties that push us all the way out of field goal range. So you just don't plan on those. But, other than that, I mean, I thought the guys did a really good job responding from those penalties. I mean, the school score, what would you say? We were 6 of 8 or something?
6 of 9, I think, in your possessions. Maybe even 6 of 8. You had the halftime, the one that ends at halftime. You had the punt once. Yeah, so it's just, let's call it 6 out of 8, and that's pretty efficient. That's a good percentage.
No, I mean, I think that wins a lot of football games. So I think the guys did a great job not letting those, because I think there was probably 1 or 2 every drive, which is bad. But at the same point in time, the guys did a great job responding and not letting it kill the drive.
All right. So, I mean, but again, plays are being made in the running game, in the passing game, and you said all 3 phases as well. But to me, it's just another example where the Governors are focused, and you've got one goal. Obviously, you have to take them 1 week at a time, but there's only one goal in this when you're wearing green and white and black, and job number 1 is complete. So you can mark that one off of the calendar, so to speak.
Yeah, nope, that was kind of our whole message was, we got to expect to win the game, come out, and treat it like a business trip. And, it's at home, treat it like a business appearance. And they did that, and now we're on to the next one.
So T is that running team, and they're always going to be a running team, but they've got a good-looking sophomore quarterback who can throw the football. He's just maybe not as accurate as they want him to be. And, of course, he's not getting a lot of reps for that. But look at what, guys like Sutton Sonnenschein are doing. I don't think I called his name but a couple of times for the first 6-7 weeks of the season, and then the last 3 games he's picked off 5 passes. I hope he gets credit for that one down there, but the way he closed on that, and I mean, it's just again, football knowledge, football technique, and you just have the guys that have that that ability to take that empire back, I guess, is what we're looking for.
No, it's just been a lot of fun because you just don't know who's going to step up, especially on the defensive side of the ball, where it is semi-dictated by the offense, and what they're doing. You've seen all kinds of guys step up throughout the course of the year, and today was no different. I think that you really saw a lot of different people. I said Sonny's been phenomenal these last few weeks too, and but I just think that T team, just going back to that for a second, they had some struggles too. Their best players in street clothes, and obviously we're banged up too. But Brenner Conrad's a heck of an athlete, and it's you feel horrible for all those seniors that didn't get to play their last game the way they wanted to. So we've got our share of them too, but that was a tough blow for them, and I know there's a few of their guys that were pretty banged up too that gave it all they had tonight. Yeah,
so real good team, and they're going to be back too. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the lines too. The offensive line in particular. Even without Carter Merrill, you're able to run up 169 yards of rushing offense, and even the second stringers did the job in that regard tonight.
Yeah, really proud of that whole group. Again, because it wasn't easy. It was definitely a difficult game for those guys in particular. 28-51 are really, really good players, and that was a lot for those guys to handle. And their linebackers filled well. So one of those games where you kind of knew you were going to get some punches, that were going to hit you, and you just had to continue to stick together, continue to get your hat on the hat that it needed to be on, and they did a great job of that over the course of the game.
All right. So what are we seeing out of Huron and Brookings so far?
I'm guessing this is the last possession right now. Oh, there's 4.
Still 7.
I forgot. They started later than
to go.
We did.
They did.
Yeah.
So, and Huron still leads. 7-0. Obviously, you want a home game next week, but if you have to go to Huron, obviously that's kind of a bit of revenge, one step away from going to the Dakota Dome. What would be your reaction to that?
Yeah, as long we're playing, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Wherever we got to play. We'll go play, and part of me wants to go back and play Huron just for that redemptive factor. Obviously.
Well, because you always talk about beating everybody in the class, everyone you can, and that would be another notch too. So.
Yeah. So again, it's a win-win. Either we don't have to travel, which is a nice thing, or we get to go and again, because it'd be really nice to beat Huron and then obviously to get to the Dome and then to beat Yankton, who beat us. And that's kind of personally, I guess, how I feel. But at the same point, the trophy doesn't change as long as we're the ones that get it.
No matter how you get there. Yeah. All right, Coach. Good start tonight. 41-7 over T area. We'll let you go. And we'll talk to you next week in semifinal week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Steve Steele and the Governors, a 41-7 victory. Let's pause for 2 minutes, and we'll come back, and we'll give you the recap, and we'll give you the stats as we've got them as well. Still to come with more of our Family Dental Postgame. One round done for the Pierre Governors here on River 92.7.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District, backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient Connected, committed. Member FDIC.
I was working in the lab, but late one night.
Back at Hollister as we continue our Family Dental postgame. A great night for the Governors, all things considered. They win it 41-7, and right now, as we mentioned, still following Huron and Brookings because the winner of that game gets the Governors next week. If it is Huron, it'll be in Huron. If it is Brookings, somehow, if they come from behind and pull out a victory, and that game is over now. In fact, Brookings gets a safety in the end, as Huron was backed up into their own territory, apparently, but 7-2 is the final score in that one. Yankton has defeated Spearfish 12-7, and Sturgis and Watertown are still going out in Sturgis. They've still got 8 minutes left, and that has anything but been decided. It is 14-14, so some defensive battles in those other three games. The Governors, the only team rolling up 41 or so points on a night such as this here. Here's how it happened as, once again, T-Area ran 14 plays in their opening possession. They went 51 yards. They chewed up about 8.5 minutes, but they do turn it over on downs, and the Governors take over on their own 19-yard line. 6 plays, 81 yards. A Jaron Deal touchdown pass to Cooper Terwilliger from 49 yards out got the Governors going, and a 7-0 lead. And after a T-Area punt, the Governors do it again from their own 45, 55 yards in 6 plays. And Deal hits Aiden Beam with his only catch of the season so far, but it was a diving 18-yard grab and a 14-0 lead at 5:47 in the second quarter. Once again, T-Area chewing a lot of time in that first half running the football. They ran it quite a bit from their own 49 on their third possession, but they turn it over on downs at the 40-yard line, and the Governors take over from there. Pierre advanced all the way to the 6-yard line, but as Coach Steele mentioned, back-to-back holding penalties took them not only out of an opportunity to essentially score a touchdown, but took them out of somewhat field goal range when they would have been kicking into the wind before halftime. Their last play, they do pick up 23 yards to get Hudson Stoser to the 3-yard line. Had he even scored, well, there would have been another holding penalty on that one, but T-Area declined it, so the halftime was allowed. But Pierre did start the second half with the football after receiving the opening kick, and it was a 5-play, 72-yard drive. It was more of the same. It was Deal to Shufflebein from 50 yards out as Templeton makes it 21-0 with a PAT. That comes at 9:46 left in the third quarter. But then T-Area picked up the pace here and went no huddle, and they go 8 plays and 60 yards after the ensuing kick in just 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So the opening drive, by contrast, when they didn't score, 14 plays, 8.5 minutes, but then they still go 8 plays, 60 yards in 2:14, and it was Mitch Grant hitting Griffin Wibinga for 19 yards to the corner. And the PAT made it 21-7. That game was 7:31 left in the third quarter. And then the Governors pick up a first down of 24 yards out to the 50-yard line, but then went 3 and out from there. And then the Titans were on the move again, starting at their own 15-yard line. They picked up a few first downs. However, a Mitch Grant pass was picked off by Sutton Sonnenschein, and the Governors took over at their own 15-yard line. And it just took one play for Jaron Deal to go over the top to Carter Shufflebein, who caught it at the 50-yard line, and he outran the defense from there. 85 yards to the house, 28-7. The Governors led with 2:05 left in the third. T-Area picked up a first down on their next drive, but then fumbled the football at their own 46-yard line. The Governors covered it up, and 6 plays later, they go 46 yards in 3 minutes. Jaron Deal finished it with a 1-yard run to make it 35-7. Titans had another double-digit drive starting at their own 8-yard line after a holding penalty on the return, but 11th play, it was essentially intercepted by Sutton Sonnenschein, but an illegal forward pass is what the Governors took, and they got the 5-yard drive, or the 5-yard penalty, and the loss of down. Pierre took over at the T area 41-yard line. Brecken Furman came in, played quarterback. Kea Duchesneau was running the football. He ran 8 times to get all the way down to the 5-yard line, and on 4th and inches, just to make sure they picked up the first down, they let Brecken Furman, the quarterback, keep it. Duchesneau had the lead block, and Furman was able to run it in from 5 yards out. Backup kicker Nils Lipka tried the PAT, but the line drive kick was blocked, and that made it 41-7, but only one play for the Titans after that. Just an 8-yard run, and that's how it ends at 41-7. Governors, as mentioned, 488 yards of total offense, 169 on the ground, and there's a bunch of guys picking up yardage here. Porter Hunsley will lead the way with 79 yards on 8 carries. It is Jaron Deal, the quarterback, with 10 carries for 49 yards, including a 1-yard score. Kea Duchesneau, 36 yards on 8 carries in mop-up duty. Brecken Furman had the 5-yard touchdown run also. Deal through the air goes 13 of 19 for 323 yards. He was sacked once for a loss of 4, so 319 net passing yards for the Governors, 169 on the ground, 488 overall in the game. Receiving, Carter Schuffelbein catches 7 balls for 167 yards, 2 touchdown catches that cover 135 of that 167 rather, but a couple of big plays, always a big play threat. Carter Schuffelbein. Cooper Terwilliger catches 2 passes for 67 yards, including the first score of the night from 49 yards out. Hudson Stoser makes 3 nice plays, 3 catches, 71 yards, and Aiden Beam had an 18-yard catch as well. Governors were penalized 11 times for losses of 115 yards in this game. They do pick up 13 first downs with no turnovers in this one. As for the Titans, they'll pick up 164 on the ground, 112 unofficial through the air. Even though my receivers' stats total about 120, so maybe about 284 total yards for the T-Area Titans. On the ground, Mitch Grant, the quarterback, keeps it 16 times, runs for 86 yards. Next in line, Cade Korleski, 32 yards on 8 carries. Carter Brown, 8 carries, 26 yards. Hayden Beelis, 10 yards on 3 carries. Zachary Webb picked up 8 on the last play of the game. Devin Rhodes with a 2-yarder as well on the ground. Mitch Grant through the air, throws the ball 26 times, technically 14 completions and 112 yards, and was picked off the one time. Griffin Wiebinga, good receiver, 6 catches, 72 yards, and a 19-yard touchdown in there as well. There was a 16-yard screen play to Hayden Beelis. Lucas Randall caught a 14-yarder. Cade Bonenberger with 2 catches for 9 yards. Carter Brown, 2 for 2. It was Cameron Hillstead with a 4-yarder. Devin Rhodes for 3 on his only catch. Titans did pick up 13 yards, but they also multi-penalized 13 times, 109 yards total lost, and then 2 turnovers that contributed to the Governor cause. 41-7. Pierre wins it in this one. So with that, of course, the Governors didn't do it without big plays in the game, and your big plays, as we'll move forward in our broadcast, are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics. There was certainly one big play and a follow-up big play that we'll talk about when we come back. But you listen to this first from Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art 3-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Certainly big touchdowns. The Governor started with a 49-yard touchdown pass to Cooper Terwilliger. Aiden Beam, outstanding layout, diving grab for 18 yards. But when T-Area scored, and the Governor's got a 50-yarder to Carter Schuffelbein as well to make it 21-0. But when the Titans scored from 19 yards out to make it 21-7, then hold the Govs on a punt, and then they're on the move again, are the Titans that get down to the 15, to the 40 43. Mitch Grant throws a long pass over the middle, but it's picked off by Sutton Sonnenschein at the 15-yard line, and the Governor offense comes out, and basically the first down play had Jaron Deal looking in the direction of three potential receivers to his left, but that was basically just to freeze the defense. His whole idea was to go up top, over the middle. He hits Carter Schuffelbein at the 50-yard line, who runs the rest of the way for an 85-yard touchdown pass. T-Area was definitely on the move, and you're looking at possibly a 21-14 ball game if T-Area would have been able to continue that drive and score. Instead, the bomb to Schuffelbein makes it 28-7, completely different complexion of a game, and the Governors would score two more times after that. T-Area a little bit punchless the rest of the way for their efforts. It was a good effort by the Titans, but big plays brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Certainly a Sonnenschein interception followed up by the 85-yard touchdown pass. And that's not even Schuffelbein's longest of the year. Remember back in the monsoon that started the season in the delayed game, around about midnight, Schuffelbein had a 96-yard touchdown as the Governors beat Aberdeen Central that particular night. So, again, Hermanson Endodontics with big plays of the game. Certainly a lot of players in this game worth talking about, and we'll do that. Let's hear from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. They sponsor Player of the Game here in our Governor postgame.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fall means hunting, sporting events, school activities. It means busy. Delicious, on-the-go, fresh foods from Cowboy Country Stores make life easy. Delight in the Champs Chicken Tenders special. 6 tenders, just $8. 8 for $10 and 10 for $12. Add delicious sides and you're set. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champs Chicken.
Cowboy Country Stores, a Pierre and Fort Pierre. Got to take care of some business before we get to that, though.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. When you're distracted, who's driving?
Players of the game, and again brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. T-Area with some good plays out of some good people, both sides of the line, and in a fairly young team. I think they will be back. They will be somebody to reckon with, in the coming seasons, especially with a sophomore quarterback. They've got some pretty good talent running the football, and I tell you what, if they get bigger and beefier and stronger on the offensive line, this team can really keep the ball out of good teams' hands for a lot of the game, and as they showed tonight. And you can certainly wish them the best of luck going forward in this one, but that's kind of what they would have to look forward to now, coming up with the loss here tonight. But for the Governors, Jaron Deal played well. In fact, threw for over 300 yards. Looking for people who do not have player of the game notification so far this season, but Carter Schuffelbein has one, and he had a big game once again. 2 big long plays. Hudson Stoser played a good ball game tonight, coming in as that third receiver now that Jaron Deal has moved to the quarterback position. Of course, Cooper Terwilliger, big on offense, but he comes in, makes big plays on defense as well, and that's another dimension that Governor opponents will have to deal with now. You're looking on the defensive side, as mentioned. I think Cooper Terwilliger would have been my player of the game had not Sutton Sonnenschein come up with more big plays, and for all intents and purposes, 5 interceptions in the last 3 games, even though that last one on the long play isn't going to count. But tonight's player of the game is Sutton Sonnenschein. Really did make the play of the game that led to the next play of the game, as we just touched on. But the kid's playing a pretty good center field of late, and he is tonight's player of the game. We get him a T-shirt noting his accomplishments from Cowboy Country Stores and River 92.7 Sports. Player of the game, Sutton Sonnenschein, the 170-pound junior free safety for the Pierre Governors. So the Govs win it 41-7, and they will go to Huron next week. For announcers, we'll hope for good weather because they make us sit outside, and we'll look forward to that one. Week 2, the Govs lost 13-7 in Huron. So as Coach Steve Steele mentioned, maybe a little redemptive opportunity for the Govs when they go for the semifinal round to Huron, and that'll be next Friday. Friday night. I'm going to assume that game will be at 7 o'clock, but it will be Friday night. Also, Yankton beats Spearfish 12-7. They will host the other semifinal game, and Sturgis and Watertown are still tied with 4 minutes left, but now it's 21-21. Sturgis and Watertown out at Woodall Field in Sturgis, so that one's still left to be determined. The finals are all in 11 AAA. Sioux Falls Lincoln over Rapid City Central 60-21. Harrisburg beats O'Gorman, avenging a loss from week 1 this season 17-3. Brandon Valley over Sioux Falls Roosevelt 41-14. Jefferson goes 42-12 over Sioux Falls Washington, so it'll be Brandon Valley hosting Harrisburg and Lincoln against Jefferson next week. In 11A, Lennox will move on. The defending champs over Tri-Valley 49-22. West Central leads at Madison 22-20 with the ball. 4 minutes left. Coach Matt Thorson's West Central Trojans look to move on there. Sioux Falls Christian shuts out Rapid City Christian 54-0. Del Rapids comfortably in front 35-13 in the fourth quarter over Millbank. In 11B, St. Thomas More runs away from Mount Vernon Plankinton 31-8. Elk Point Jefferson, the top seed over Sioux Valley 49-14. Dual leads with 2 minutes left over Wagner 20-12, and Clark Willow Lake spotted Winner an early lead, but they come from behind and win this one easily 30-12, so the Warriors season will come to an end. In 9AA, it's Elkton Lake Benton 44-15 over Hanson. Parkston defeats Bonham 36-7. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy, good-looking team. They defeat Kimball White Lake 52-0. And Hamlin leads at Hill City 40-7. That one's still in the third quarter, but Hamlin is making the best of a long road trip there. In 9A, Alcester Hudson leads 24-20 in Alcester with just 2 minutes to go. Phillip has defeated Ipswich 14-6, our game that we had on 94.5 KPLO. Scotties will go to face a familiar opponent, the Wall Eagles, who defeated Castlewood tonight 41-0, and Howard leads at Warner 28-21 as the 7th seed, trying to upset number 2 with 2 minutes left in that contest. And in 9B, Del Rapids St. Mary, top seed 56-6 over Corsica Stickney. Coleman Egan beats Harriet Selby area 24-14, and Avon over Sioux Falls Lutheran 54-22. Faulkton is leading Sully Buttes 32-6, and that one just starting the fourth quarter. That one's still on KMLO with Justin Cowart on the call on that one. That's a rematch of last year's state championship game won by Sully Buttes after Faulkton won that matchup in the regular season, but the Trojans are a step away from moving forward, or 8 minutes as it is on KMLO rather. So once again, Pierre at Huron next Friday. Hope you can join us for that. Most likely 7 o'clock kickoff. That would mean a 6:25 pregame. If it kicks off at 6, we'd be on the air at 5:25. So hope you can join us for that. And in the meantime, we still have Governor Volleyball, their regular season finale, and I'm assuming their season finale, as they will not make the Sodac 16. Governors will host Sioux Falls Jefferson at Riggs High Gym, and that'll be 6:30 on Tuesday night. And the week ahead, we'll be on the air at 6 o'clock on that one. So once again, hope you can join us. For those who are hitting the road to T area and the fans hitting the road back, and anybody on the road for whatever the reason, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds us that it is text or drive. There is no and. Buckle up to, you've got some place to be. This playoff game has been brought to you by this station, our advertisers, and the member schools of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without written permission from the SDHSAA. Remember, you can watch this game over at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page, or through the live ticket YouTube feed from gogovs.live. Our coverage of Pierre Governor postseason football is made possible by your Pierre Sports marketing partners, including Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, by Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, and Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, and Century Business Products, and the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC. Tonight's game also brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, Graham Tire, May Adam Law Office, Wagner Auto, Bauman Lumber, TMA, Ferding Electric, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Zander Auto Parts, and Kathy Sonnenschein Properties in Pierre, with special announcements throughout by the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Video sponsor includes Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre, and tonight's game brought to you within the broadcast by Bank West, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, by Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Comtech, Rounds Financial Services, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg, Hermanson Endodontics, Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, and by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard: the Governors knock off the T-Area Titans in the quarterfinals 41-7. Semifinals next Friday night from Tiger Stadium in Huron. Until then, I'm Brian Oakland, thanking you for joining us. You've been listening to Pierre Governor Football on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com. Good evening, everybody.